getting a little heavier. It's the two-flagger. That's the tallest. With you having the American flag, you got to put the American flag has to be first. All right? That's the big old pole. Woo! Yeah, thank you.
I want to say a prayer. Father God, thank you for the Trump flags. Thank you for this gentleman and all his prayers and support for President Trump, God. Amen. In the wonderful name of Jesus. And God, we love President Trump, God. God, let him win the election, God, 2020. In Jesus' name, let there be no election fraud in the mighty name of Jesus. And God, you said when we blow the biblical trumpet, Numbers 10, that you break all our enemies against us, God. And I love Trump as the trumpeter for Trump blowing the shofar at the White House 30 yards from the Oval, God, in Jesus' name. But I'm praying that Trump will expose Dr. Fauci, God, and Bill Gates financing COVID-19 as a bioweapon. God, they are biological terrorists that dropped a biological weapon on us. Let Trump expose Fauci and the whole coronavirus team, CDC, NIH, as biological weapon terrorists in Jesus' name. Check out more about all this, folks, on Prayer Warriors for Alex Jones, Infowars.com, band.video, and I'm Johnny Rice, Johnny Rice for Congress on Facebook. Going to run for Congress 2022 to expose this whole deep state scam to destroy America. And Bill Gates is coming out, folks, with a 666 microchip. So it's Jesus time. Everybody, to get the real Jesus faith, read the book of John out loud.
Okay, let's roll.
When you read it out loud,
amen,
Jesus
amen, hallelujah.
read it with your eyes, you fall asleep.
Yeah.
Amen. God bless you guys.
Amen. Amen. There you go, buddy. All right, who's next up? Who's next up? No, you get it.
Here's the card exposed.
Only you can prevent socialism. See that?
Amen. Amen.
All right. The top one on this one: freedom isn't free. Freedom isn't free. Freedom isn't free. Woo. Here we go. Okay. Same deal. You don't have to swing it hard. You can float it. Okay. There you go. Slide that down. And you go down, you gotta go back up. Whoop. Yep. See? Like that. Next up. Who's up now? Who's next? Come on, step forward. You want a flag?
What are these flags? What do the flags signify?
Trump flags. Oh, I mean, it signifies our love. I mean, the American flag is number one, of course. That's our stars and stripes. What this is just identification of who we love as far as our president.
What are you trying to do here?
Playing with ourselves.
We're going to fly our flag.
We're going to go march all these flags together.
How'd you get to park in here all of a sudden?
I'm Secret Service. I'm undercover.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. You think I just come up with that? What's wrong with you?
And sir,
my cover, you don't say.
Sir, where did you come from today? Or was it yesterday or the day before? I know people have been waiting in line since, what, Thursday now? Which is unbelievable.
I've been here since Wednesday.
You've been here since Wednesday?
Yeah, all the time. Everyone here.
I'm live streaming. Can I interview you guys?
Sure.
All right. Well, first off, what's your name and where are you from?
I'm Rosie Matlock. I'm from Bristol, Oklahoma.
And so when did you start waiting in line?
Wednesday.
So what brought you to come out on Wednesday?
I wanted to see my president.
And are you sleeping out here?
Yes, sir, in a chair.
You've been sleeping in a chair?
Yep. No, last night I slept on the concrete.
Okay.
Hey, who's next?
That is devotion.
Who's next?
Yeah. We support him.
And so, you know, what is it that makes you want to sleep on the street, sit in a chair for 3 nights now?
He's risked everything of his life for us. What's 4 days?
How about that for an answer? He gave up everything for us to sleep on a concrete floor for 12
sorry.
hours. There you go. There you go. Bang, bang.
He's a good president. We want him to know we're supporting him. We love him, and we want him to know we are behind him 100%. 100%.
The military.
No more negativeness. We're moving forward.
And so what do you hope that he talks about for tomorrow's rally? What do you hope he touches on?
I want to hear him say he's going to do more of what he said he was going to do and what he planned. I want him to tell us that he's going to listen to us and he's going to do the things that needs to be done to make this nation great. And he's not going to let all these people that are throwing this stuff at him let it bounce off, because he's got a lot of people behind him, and we're gonna sponge him up.
So what would you say, like, is the biggest difference between, now with Trump as president to, let's say, 5 years ago?
Oh, amazing.
And personally, like, for you in your life?
All we heard was promises. When they promised something, it was, okay, they're going to talk to their staff, they're going to talk to their Congress, they're going to put it through the Senate, and it takes time. Sometimes it gets done, sometimes it don't. When he says he's going to do something, man does it.
And so, like, what would you say is the number one thing that he's delivered on with his promises?
I think that he has been strong for our military, making our military strong. I think he has worked hard to help low-income families and businesses, and he's just showed us how to be strong, that we can do it, that there is help out there, and he's going to get it for us. And he has.
And it's been a rough week, though. There's been a lot going on. What are your thoughts on? Well, let's start with maybe like the protests that have been happening. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's degrading. I think it's disrespectful. I think it is unpatriotic. No president has ever been scrutinized like this president has been scrutinized. And it's wrong, and people need to stop. Maybe they don't agree with him, but they don't have to try to destroy him and the country at the same time. It's uncalled for. I mean, he's a great man. He promised politically, he said, I may not be a politician, but when something needs to be done, if I don't know how to do it, I'll get the right people in there and it'll get done. And he did. And he's brought this nation back good. And I'm sorry, for some reason, the other side of the fence wants to tear him down because he's cleaning house. The swamp's thinning out.
So who would you say, out of anyone in the world, is the biggest threat to America right now?
Nancy Pelosi.
So more so than...
She went into the White House and took down pictures. She's letting them tear up statues. That's wrong. That's our history. Her and her party does not have the right to do that. Those belong to the country, we the people. And it's wrong that she does it. Or she gets her people to do it. But she's behind it because she supposedly took pictures out of the White House this week. That's his home. What is she doing in his home taking pictures? It's wrong.
So more so than Russia, China, Iran, you would say that Nancy Pelosi takes the cake of the biggest threat.
I think she's spreading hate in this country, and that's bad. That's bad.
So what would you say would be the biggest change that you want to see implemented?
I want our country united. I don't want to see our country split. I want people to agree to sit down and talk things through instead of being spiteful, deceptive, mean. I want our country in peace.
And how do you think we can get there?
They can stop trying to destroy the president first, because that's where it all starts.
And also, sorry, I know I'm asking a lot of questions. I hope this is okay. But what do you think, in terms of the press and the role of the press and what's been going on? Do you still, support the need for a free press and making sure that, let's say, the president does something?
I do, as long as they put the right spin on it and don't take bits and pieces of something and make it out to be something negative, because it's not.
And my last question is there anything that Trump can do that would make you lose your support for him?
Commit adultery on his beautiful, classy wife. She's amazing. She is what every American First Lady should be.
Well, what about the Stormy Daniels thing? Because he was married to her at that time.
That was years ago before he ever became president. Nobody is accountable for what he done when he was a lot younger. If that was the case, there'd be nobody in politics. Nobody.
And I'm sorry, your name and where you're from again?
I'm Rosie Matlock from Bristow, Oklahoma.
All right, well, thank you
And
so
who
much.
are you with?
I'm Andrew. I'm independent.
Okay.
I live stream.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm live, no cuts, no editing. We're just
And
going.
so how do I find it?
Well, you can find it on Twitter or Facebook.
Okay.
Just Andrew Kimmel.
Andrew Kimmel.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I gotta go get with
Yeah,
my-
let's go up with the group there. So hi everyone. I made it to Tulsa about an hour and a half ago. I'm about 3 blocks away from the BOK Center where Trump's holding his rally tomorrow. So I wanted to go talk to some of the supporters that have been in line. The woman I just spoke with has been in line since Wednesday. So she's been sleeping in a chair and even on the pavement one night.
Jump, jump, jump!
Fire fascist Fauci. Fire fascist Fauci. What about that one? Fire fascist Fauci.
Too long.
Fire fascist Fauci. Fire fascist Fauci.
How about you,
Sir, may I ask, who are you with?
I'm with Prayer Warriors for Alex Jones, Prayer Warriors for Trump. I'm Johnny Rice. And I love Trump. I was nicknamed the trumpeter for Trump, but he needs to expose Fauci and Gates. Fauci's a bioweapons terrorist, and Bill Gates financed COVID-19. It is a bioweapon they dropped on us. Trump needs to expose it. You know, this is serious. Here's my card.
Yeah, we love Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Prayer Warriors for Alex
Can I get your
Jones.
card?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
got
yeah.
one?
Here you go.
Oh, thank you so much.
Alex is exposing everything, all the evidence. Fauci, he owns the patent to HIV, which was part of the COVID-19 bioweapon. His fingerprints on it. They need to go to prison for life.
And where do you think Fauci's been the last, month now?
I mean, I guess Trump kind of stopped promoting him, but my question is, as a Trump supporter, why did he ever support him? Why did he ever promote Fauci, who is a bioweapon scientist? I mean, he needs to know that and expose Fauci and investigate them. They should go to prison.
And how would that even happen? I mean, obviously, that sounds like a tall order.
The Department of Justice, but he needs a new AG. I don't trust Barr.
And why don't you trust Barr?
Barr covered up the Epstein murder. Epstein had all the inside info about the raping, the orgy island where Bill Clinton went like 20 times. Bill Gates went to Orgy Island. They all were connected there.
They also said Trump went as well.
No, I didn't hear that. But Trump did. I mean, he knew Epstein. Like, Epstein went to Mar-a-Lago like once. But then Trump barred him. He did bar him from Mar-a-Lago. But no, they're trying to say Trump never went. There's no record of Trump going to Orgy Island. But yeah, no, those are rapists, man. They're all a bunch of Prince Andrew raping young women.
Yeah.
And Epstein had all the blackmail videos. And then he was just mysteriously choked out. He was choked out by his ex-cellmate. I get political prophecies. God showed me. He was choked out by the muscle man bigger than the Incredible Hulk, his first cellmate. So they pushed that guy out to confuse people. Then they brought him back in, and the jailers heard Epstein calling out, and they were saying, "Breathe, Epstein, breathe. Come on, buddy. Come on, you can do it." They choked him out. All the videos mysteriously didn't work. The videotape deleted mysteriously. Oh, AG Barr, it's just miraculous magic that it all happened coincidentally. Don't trust AG Barr. Trump, get a real AG and go after these people that dropped a bioweapon on us. God bless you all. And get the real Jesus born again experience by reading the book of John out loud. God bless you all. Johnny Rice for Congress. Any more questions?
Yeah, Johnny, I want to get your take just on everything that's been dropping this week with, obviously, there was these allegations from Bolton. You know, did you hear about any of these allegations that had come out?
I mean, Trump said he never should have hired Bolton. I mean, my issue with Trump is, why do you hire people like Bolton, who's a neocon, a war hawk? How many wars would we be in? I mean, Bolton wanted to drop bombs on Iran. You know, I mean, probably drop bombs on North Korea. Trump, I mean, he is fulfilling the promise of being a peace president, not going for wars. So I love him for that. You know.
Is there anything that he's done that you don't support?
Of course, I don't support him shutting America down because of this COVID-19 biological weapon, not exposing COVID-19, not exposing Gates financing it with Soros, the money going to Wuhan lab, Fauci as the leader of the NIH sending the money to the Wuhan lab as a biological weapon scientist who has a patent to HIV, and that HIV was in the COVID-19. So, I mean, why isn't Trump investigating Fauci and Gates and the COVID-19? Millions of jobs lost, and I believe it's 66 million. Everything's 666. It's 6.66 feet away, not 6 feet. It's all about the Bill Gates 666. And he's coming out with 666 microchip.
So are you going to be inside the rally tomorrow?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know about the parking. It's a weird situation how everything's blocked off. So, I kind of want to wake up the Trump supporters. You guys need to focus on Trump exposing Fauci and Gates and the COVID-19 and not worship the guy. I mean, don't worship him. You know, God bless him, but it seems like some worship going on here. I pray. I'm the prayer warrior for Trump. At the White House, they nicknamed me the trumpeter for Trump. Here. You know, so blessings to everybody in Jesus' name. Yeah.
So if you were to go inside tomorrow, would you be wearing a mask or no?
No. You don't need to wear the mask. It doesn't block the COVID-19. The N95, it doesn't block it. The filter is still too big. It's a nanotech bioweapon. So it still goes right through it. This is a fraud. But, so yeah, you don't need to wear it. It's all about shutting us up. Don't talk, put the mask on, stay in your houses, take Remdesivir, $1,000 a treatment versus $20 for zinc and hydrochloroquine. $20 will knock it out.
Last question for you. You did mention about the prophecy and that you heard, can you explain this with Epstein? How does this happen with you?
God has been giving me end-time prophecies since 2009, July 3rd, and he spoke to me. Obama is the chosen one to be the Antichrist. Revelation 13:1. I wish it was Hillary Clinton. If Hillary Clinton was the Antichrist, even Satanists would reject the devil. They would follow Jesus. Everybody hates Hillary. Obama's the chosen one, with Pope Francis as the Revelation second beast, 13th second beast, false religious prophet to bring all religions together to worship Obama, to get the Bill Gates, it'll be called the Obama chip. Watch that with the United Nations 10 division world government. Revelation 13 coming to pass.
This is your shirt really quick.
And this is the message, y'all. The blood of Jesus Christ forgives and cleanses all sins.
All right.
And to get the real Jesus, faith, read the book of John, guys.
All right, and your name one more time, where you're from.
I'm Johnny Rice for Congress, Prayer Warriors for Alex Jones, Prayer Warriors for Trump Facebook page.
And where are you from?
Austin, Texas. I just moved there to support Alex Jones, to start that group, Prayer Warriors for Alex Jones.
All right. Well, thank you for speaking with me.
God bless you guys.
Yep.
Put the video on my page.
I'm live right now, man.
Who do we appreciate? Trump,
Thank you.
Trump, Trump, for 4 more years. Trump, Trump, Trump. Who do we appreciate? Trump, 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 for 4
I'm
more
testing out new
years.
software, so I can't see comments. I
Trump,
can
Trump, who do we appreciate?
That's how you have to look at it?
Trump,
Yeah.
4 more
It's delayed.
years. Trump, 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 4 more
Yeah, I can text on this.
years.
Okay, good.
Trump, 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 4
you just
more
get here?
years. Trump, Trump.
I just
Who do
got
we
here.
appreciate?
Oh, really? Oh, that's why,
Trump,
okay.
Trump, Trump. Who do we
Are you gonna
appreciate?
go to
Trump,
Juneteenth tomorrow?
Trump, Trump, Trump. Who
You
do
gotta
we
get over there and just look, at least see it. Your brother at the Black Lives Matter.
Oh, yeah. You have to.
It's, I'll send you, if you reply.
Have you texted? You
I've
haven't
been
texted me?
Yeah, I've been texting him. My audience knows. This is Kimberly knows I've been texting him. No, you haven't. I don't think you've been. My messages are the same way, dude. We need to. But no. So I'll send you the address for that place over there. You can go to. And obviously.
Oh, yeah, you texted me back. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That's me. I was in Portland. I was trying to get you to come out there too. And I went to Chop in Seattle.
How was that?
Just like it was at 38th in Chicago. Same shit.
Did you see they put a roundabout?
Yeah, I did.
Who do we appreciate?
I go back now and then I come to New Brunswick.
All right.
All right, buddy.
You safe? I'll...
The address.
Yeah, and also if you want to grab a drink later.
Oh, I do. We're gonna need your skill, man.
I know him.
All right, so guys, I'm streaming on multiple platforms right now. I'm testing out new software, so it's going to be hard for me to read comments, but I'm going to read Facebook comments. Just know that it's like 40 seconds delayed from my phone. But yeah.
Democrats! Woo! Vote for Trump! Vote for Trump!
You mind if we walk and talk? I'm live streaming.
Oh, a little bit. Not very photogenic, but a little bit.
Okay. We'll go for a little bit. A little bit's good. Well, first of all, my name is Andrew. What's your name? Where are you from?
Joshua, Wichita, Kansas.
All right. When did you get here?
Oh, last night.
Did you have to sleep outside like some of these other people?
Oh, actually, no. I got here earlier today because I'm actually a working man. So I was lucky enough to get work off today. So
How lucky.
enjoying myself.
What kind of work do you do?
Oh, I'm a delivery driver.
Nice. All right. And how long was the drive to get here?
Oh, about 3.5. 4 hours.
Not too bad.
Yeah, 4 hours.
So I did see you're wearing your Q shirt. Is that what brought you out here? What is it that brought you out here?
I just love Trump. I love that he's. Oh, thanks. I love that he's just turning everything around, putting people where they need to be, getting people out, saying the voice of America, the unspoken voice of America, I think it's becoming more and more every day. But in the beginning, he was really the only one who wanted to stand up and say anything.
And who is the unspoken voice of America?
Yeah, we're gonna go this way.
I would say that it's an honor to do it. No. Republicans are conservatives. That's why we do this. This is a battle for America. You have pro-Americans and you have anti-Americans, and it's been that way unspoken for several years, even before I was born. I'm almost 31 now, and I keep hearing 4 more years. Conservative, liberal. 4 more years. Okay.
Yep.
But really, it's those who love America and those who are against America.
So, with everything that's been going on, there's a lot of protests, a lot of civil unrest in the past, month now. What are your thoughts on the people that are protesting?
Including those who are rioting or just the protesters?
I would say the majority of the peaceful protesters.
I think they are. I think they have the right to their opinion. I'm not going to try and stop them in any way. 4 more years. If that's what they believe, then they have the right to believe that. Now I may disagree with them on maybe everything or some, but I do believe they have the right to peacefully speak their mind, just like we are. That's what America's all about. But I'm all for them speaking their mind.
And so the rally's tomorrow. Are you going to go inside?
If I'm a fortunate one, yes. That's what I came here for. I wanted to see Donald Trump with my own 2 eyes. I've watched. Let's go. I've watched a handful of rallies myself on YouTube. I think they're great, and I'm hoping that this is an opportunity I can see him with my own.
Q drops lately, and what do you think? Is Trump going to tip his hat to any Q drops?
I won't say he because we believe it's a group of people, but no, he's been. I'd say over the past week he's dropped some. Today he's been silent, but no, there hasn't been any tips really on what's going to happen. But was in October of 18, so about a year after he started posting.
And do you get your information through Reddit or Twitter or where?
I get it through a QAnon app. It's I can't think of the word right now, but it's they go and grab the posts off of the site and aggregate it for you. There it goes. Not the word. Makes it a lot easier for those who.
He has to find all that, right?
I saw that Google Play took them down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Google Play took down the aggregate apps that I'm like the one I'm using, and that's a shame. That really is a shame. That's truly
8 more years.
making it difficult for free speech.
My last question for you, just because I know you want to get back in there. But how is your life personally? How has it changed, and for the better, from let's say 5 years ago to now?
Things were looking pretty grim before Trump's election. And America couldn't have taken any more. He really did. He stepped up right in time. Literally like there's knight in shining armor. I mean, that's a cliche example, but it really is true.
And so, personally for you, like what has improved within your life?
He has restored my hope. He has restored my hope in the future, and I mean, I believe in the American people, but it sure doesn't help when people at the top have great means of suppression. It surely doesn't help. He came in, broke those chains, and gave the American people
Well, I'm gonna see what's going on over here, but I will see you later, I'm sure. And your name again?
Joshua.
Joshua from Kansas.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Have a good one.
So why haven't they acknowledged when Antifa killing and ban violent towards people?
What's going on?
I mean, I'm just curious. Why won't the media acknowledge it? Why won't the media acknowledge it? I'm talking to I mean, everybody really wants to know that.
Not one thing.
But CNN constantly will not tell the truth. Or they don't care.
I'm anti-violence. Violence is bad.
Yes or no? Because they're the ones who's causing all of it.
Dude, violence is bad.
So you agree Antifa's bad?
What about, can I ask you a question? What about the Boogaloo? Boogaloo movement. Well, there was two far-right extremists. There was two far-right extremists that murdered
That came out after
an
CNN
officer.
as well. You really think that Antifa is bad? Is Antifa bad? He won't acknowledge it. He didn't say violence is bad, but he won't acknowledge that Antifa is the one that's doing it.
Right.
Hiding with Joe Biden.
Your call, man.
And you're asking about the Boogaloo?
There's the Boogaloo movement.
Yeah, so now they're trying to say the Boogaloo movement is a whole bunch of racist white people, which is not true. That's not true. It's like a militia. But the only reason why they're labeling them that because they stood up for a statue, right? And then that whole incident, and the guy that did the shooting was not even part of them. So what about the Boogaloo?
Well, that's what I'm asking, because you don't hear anything about them on, from either side, really.
I mean, they're, as far as I know.
But there was that guy in Santa Cruz who, killed the security guard, federal guard, and then he went and blew up sheriff's deputy. Same guy with an accomplice.
Right.
The same guy?
I'm not familiar with that organization, so.
Yeah.
The same guy?
Yeah,
same
Did
guy.
the shooting on the street?
Yeah.
But they already said that he wasn't a part of the Boogaloo.
They said there was ties on Facebook to the Boogaloo movement.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, we all here ties, right?
Well, yeah, I'm tied with. I mean, they say Proud Boys are a hate group. They say I'm tied with them. They say you're a white supremacist, which is nonsense. All right, let's keep going, guys. If you're just joining us, we're here in Tulsa. Will just had a little fun with CNN. I missed that part.
I mean, I was just trying to ask him. I asked him, would he denounce CNN or denounce Antifa?
All right, so thanks for tuning in, everybody. Andrew Kimmel in Tulsa, outside of the BOK Center, where Trump supporters have been lined up. I spoke to someone earlier who's been here sleeping in her chair and on the street for since Wednesday. So I'm going to be going around doing some interviews, capturing everything that's happening. I'm testing out new software, so I hope there's no issues with it. I'm streaming on both Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. But I think I'm only going to be monitoring comments from Facebook, and I'm working off of a 40-second delay. So I don't know if I'll be so quick to respond to all your questions or to ask the questions that you're interested in learning more about, but I'll do my best. Where'd they go?
Who?
The whole flag marching group. You know where they went?
Anyway,
I don't know, it's a good question.
I'm going to go check out their situation.
They went this way? Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. So, if you guys are just tuning in, I also interviewed someone who claims that he was given a prophecy and went into a whole thing about Epstein and how God told him what happened.
This is it. That's not check.
Okay.
That's what I said, but I didn't see it.
So, as you can see, people have set up tents, actually sleeping outside to go into tomorrow night's rally, which usually lasts all of an hour to an hour and a half. Huh. Okay, I see the flag marchers now. That's a big flag. I'm live streaming right now. I'm live.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You mind if I ask you some questions?
Who, me?
Yeah. You're the closest one to me right now, so. He's. So it's okay?
5 miles down the road campaign. After this pandemic. Probably tried to signal.
Let me just try this once. It says I'm on 5G. Yeah, you know what? It's this 5G.
Damn it.
And I don't have a choice. I can't like select 4G or anything.
That's all right.
Wait, now it says I'm back. It says I'm back. All right.
Okay.
So, yeah, what I guess would be the thing that you are most excited about tomorrow?
To get to hear my president list all the things he's already done and all the promises he's made that he's kept and which ones are still left to be done, he's going to go after them. And I know when he wins in November, he don't have to tolerate nothing because he don't have to run again. He's going to be on fire to get done what he promised.
Right on, Cowboy Johnny.
And what would you say, you know, compared to, let's say, 5 years ago, how has your life gotten better?
I can put it this way. My income has gone up. I'm getting more hours. My taxes have gone down. Life has been great. Up until a couple of months ago with this pandemic. But then I was fortunate enough to be an essential employee. I've not missed a day's work. My hours went down, but I've not missed a day's work. And I'm still here.
And do you mind if I ask, what kind of work do you do?
I'm a metallurgical technician. I inspect metals for the military, aerospace,
Very cool.
automotive, pretty much anything.
And so there's been a lot of civil unrest in the last month. What are your thoughts on what's going on with the protests?
With the protest, I can get behind. But where it gets to me and makes me angry is if you're protesting and you see some of your people get out of line, we've already had to put some of ours back in line.
It's your duty. That's your thing. You need to help the police get them, or otherwise you've lost credibility. So that's my only complaint with the protest. If you're going to allow the people that they're tagging along on your little program, so if you don't help get them arrested, you're just as guilty as they are.
And how do you see, or what would you suggest in terms of bringing America back together, just because there's so much division right now?
The only thing that's going to bring it back together is when both sides say, I'm tired of saying my life is more important than yours. You're either going to have to stop thinking that you're the only person suffering. We're all suffering. We all don't get the perfect American dream.
Yeah.
And until we come together and say, we'll look out for you, you look out for us, and we're going to work there together, it ain't ever going to change. But we've all got to stop accusing the other person of why something didn't happen good for me. If it didn't happen good for you, it's on you.
So, I'm guessing you're going to be going in tomorrow night.
Yep.
How long have you been waiting out here for?
I've been here since Tuesday.
Okay, that's a new record. Because I spoke to a woman who was here since Wednesday, and that was the earliest that I saw.
There are people in front of us that's been here since Saturday night.
Saturday, last week, that's right. We're the early crews, man.
Holy shit!
We've been here. We've been staying here the whole time.
So, you guys, can I ask you? Are you guys all together? Yeah. You guys mind if I get you all together? Is that all right? I'm live. There's no edits, no cuts or anything. But so you said you've been staying out here since Tuesday.
Yeah, it was at the BOK first, and then they moved us up. Secret Service said we had to pack it up. Let's go. And that's for our safety, but it's for getting everybody in order, and then they can check the areas.
And so, have you been sleeping outside?
Yeah.
Sleeping outside.
Oh yeah.
How's that been?
A little here and a little there.
You don't get much sleep, but I tell you what, as long as you're up there in the front line, you're fine.
So, what do you guys hope that Trump's going to talk about tomorrow? What are the top things that you want to hear him say?
Hillary going to jail. Hillary going to jail. First of all,
so that's number one.
Hillary needs to go to jail. Yes.
Yep.
That's the first thing. The next thing is the next 4 years, how he's gonna help our economy return from all this chaos that's been happening, and how he's gonna put all the other ones in jail on the top.
So who would that be?
Yeah.
Who would that be?
Oh, should we name all of them? Because you don't have enough time for me.
I'm live, man. I got all night.
Oh, it's a lot. Andrew Kimmel. Yep, that's how. Anti-Trump.
That's all right.
Have my questions been anti-Trump at all?
No, not at all.
Thank you. I live stream and I ask questions.
You've asked her questions.
That's what I do.
And you let us give us.
If you'd like to speak to these three gentlemen, that's fine. Anyway, that's why I live stream. Yeah. I was with BuzzFeed 3 years ago. No, I'm live right now.
He makes fun of people after he makes videos.
No, I don't do that, my friend. I'm live right now. You can watch it if you'd like.
Later on Twitter, go down your Twitter feed.
Please do. Yeah, I post things that.
Do you support President Trump?
I don't support our government in general right now.
President Trump.
I said I don't support our government in general right now. I think there's a lot of problems. That does. That means the president too. I think there needs to be a lot of changes.
How do you feel about President Trump? What has
Excuse me, sir. I was doing an interview here.
good for this country?
I was doing an interview here and you interrupted. And we were having a nice conversation.
You're anti-Trump.
You know, this is America, right? Can't you have different beliefs? Anyway, yes. I was the head of live video over at BuzzFeed News for 2 years, 3 years ago. So, and now I'm independent. You guys can watch right now. This is live stream. So anyway, yes.
You're not going to humiliate me.
I'm not trying to. I'm literally asking everyday questions.
I'm right here answering your questions. You've asked me questions. I've answered them.
And have I been, asking any gotcha questions?
Well, all of them, when it's asking those kinds of questions, seems like a gotcha, but it's not.
It's not.
It's a legitimate question.
It's a legitimate question.
But it's accepting our answer as being legitimate Answer.
My whole thing is I like to speak to people.
Yeah.
That's why when people say, are you anti-Trump? I don't say yes or no because I like to have conversations with people because conversations are the most important thing that we need to have. Mm-hmm. So what this gentleman's doing here, which is trying to instigate, it's not conductive to anything.
Well, I mean, we'll find it instigating. I think everybody has free speech.
Of course.
If he wants to walk up and tell me who you really are, instead of you telling me that you're anti-Trump.
I never said who I wasn't.
Exactly.
So, you know.
Then we decided to talk to you, didn't we?
Exactly.
Okay.
And I just want to make sure my questions are fair.
Right. But being made fun of for something that's
we are live. Exactly. Am I making fun of you in any way? You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on anything.
It hasn't been edited.
I'm not editing this. This is a live stream. That's why I do that.
Exactly.
So he don't have time to go back and edit it and Photoshop.
Live.
I believe you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
I've been here answering your questions.
I know, and I appreciate that.
And you know that's the way this country's got to be. You know, everybody's got to come together and talk it out and work things out.
Exactly.
Or this same stuff is going to continue to happen year after year.
Same thing with all this racial stuff going on right now.
You know,
everybody stops arguing, comes together and says, okay, it's not your fault, it's not my fault, it's just a situation that is. How are we going to fix it?
Exactly.
You know, the Constitution isn't just for Republicans. It ain't just for Democrats. It's not for just one person or the other. It's for all of us. You know, so if everybody can come together and work things out, that would be better off.
And that's why I was asking, how do you guys think that the country can actually unify again? Because people are so divided right now.
Until
on both sides.
Yes, until Trump, and I'm going to tell you, everything he's promised, there's a few things he hasn't been able to fulfill just yet. But he has attempted, and he's been roadblocked.
Yeah.
But everything he said, he has legitimately worked on. There has not been a politician in years that's ever done what they said. They would get in, and then they give excuses for why it can't happen.
And that's why I say, in terms of government in general, how many years has this been going on for where nothing's been getting done?
For too long.
It wasn't just Obama.
56
and it wasn't just Bush, and it wasn't just
exactly.
It wasn't just the Bush senior. It's been
So-
going on for a long time.
Would you say that it's important in terms of like getting money out of politics?
That's always been, and that's one of Trump's goals, is making changes to where these people quit becoming millionaires just because they got elected to office. Term limits.
I will push back on that one though, only because of, in terms of who's been in the administration, this idea of draining the swamp. But meanwhile, you've got people like Steven Mnuchin, you know, people that are legit swamp creatures that have been benefiting from even the pandemic.
Well, let's put it this way. Those are the very people, though, that are instituting and enacting the things Trump has said that they really don't 100% agree with.
Yeah.
But they are doing, he's the president. What you want don't matter. You give him your opinion, you give him your feedback, but it's Trump makes the decision. And when he makes the decision, it's up to you just to execute it.
My last question to you is, what if Joe Biden wins?
Well, what if Obama won? What did we do? We lived.
Yeah. You said in terms of getting in trouble, where do you think the country would go if Biden wins and not Trump?
There'd be a lot more racism.
A lot more racism, a lot more poverty. Crime rate's going to go through the roof. There's going to be more people locked up than we've seen in a long time. Because when you start taxing the people too much, when you start pulling all these little games, people become more and more poor, more and more struggle. That's going to
Because
increase
the
the crime
Democrats
rate.
wanting more along the lines of people wanting to depend on them for money instead of us getting out earning,
Staying the night over here on the
making a paycheck for our families and what we need.
Did you guys get the what was it, the surplus at all? I did not qualify. It was a $1,200 check. No. I didn't either, so. All right. Well, listen, I appreciate you guys talking. Oh, you did get yours?
No, I said I don't mind.
Oh, I don't mind either. I'm okay with it. I'm making some money, a little bit, but.
Do you get to go to McDonald's when you leave?
Oh man, I would love to get some McDonald's. I've eaten one thing today. One thing.
Great energy.
You guys need to get a grill or something out here.
Yeah, the only thing is we have to
Or the food trucks.
Oh, yeah.
All right, listen, gentlemen, I appreciate you speaking with me, even though we may have differing views. I hope you found that this conversation was done in a respectful manner.
It was.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Be safe. Whoa. What is this?
That is beautiful. Look at this piece of art.
Does anyone know who made this? Here it's just sitting here. Is that made out of steel? Steel?
Well, it's metal. It's not plastic.
Wow. I don't know who's just leaving it there.
Yeah.
Cool hat. So yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of right-wing trolls that are here, particularly live streamers who want to out me, which they are more than welcome to do. I'm not doing anything bad or silly or not looking to make anyone look incredibly stupid. I like to have conversations with people, ask them questions, and that's the purpose of the live stream. So if you guys have any questions that you want me to ask, put them into the comment section on Facebook. That's what I'm monitoring right now. Also, feel free to share, retweet, so we can get some more people on the stream. And that's it. Do some more interviews with people that have been camping out here. Do you mind if can I film this? Sure. Is it okay to film this? I'm live streaming right now.
I hope that clappers are not the clap. You see, jump right up and now what's pray over these guys too. Pray over these guys. All right, shake it off. Come on. We gotta march with these. I'm in front of them. All right. Yeah, me too. Where are we going with that? We go doing 1, 2. You guys are in charge. Hey, I got a big mouth. Get up! We made you on our chili. We need you.
Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead. USA! 4 more years! USA!
It's quite entertaining. I wanted to. I'm live streaming right now. I was just wondering how long you guys have been out here for, and if I could ask some questions.
We've been here since this morning, and the ones in that
Hi. How many people are in there? Oh.
They're celebrities.
Okay. Hi. Who are you guys?
Hey, how's it going?
My name is Andrew. I'm live streaming right now, so we're live. Just wanted to ask some questions, if that's okay. Number one, what are your names and where are you guys from?
Elijah and Esther.
From Northwest Arkansas.
How long did it take you guys to get here?
About 2 hours.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
Easy drive.
And how long have you been out in a tent?
Since about 9:30.
9:30.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not too bad.
It's been an easy day, a little rain, but the weather's been like fantastic. But people at the beginning of the line have been here since like Monday.
I've met someone who was in line since Tuesday. I haven't met the Monday All-Star yet.
An older couple who's at the very beginning. I don't know if maybe they've left and come back, but they told us they've been here since Monday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, what brought you guys out here to come from Arkansas and to set up a tent?
Donald Trump.
The president, see him,
we love
he's
it.
amazing.
We want to show our support.
And have you guys been to any of his rallies before?
I've been to one, but we didn't get in. And he has not.
This is the first one for me, so pretty excited. This this close in the line makes it worth a tent, and get in, see him, hear actually what he wants to say to everybody, directly from him without any filters over him or anything.
Well, like Twitter.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's important to us as political activists to be able to see things firsthand. You never know how the media can change something, even if it looks totally, totally legit. So we love seeing things firsthand so we can tell people ourselves.
And that's why I live stream.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like you actually hear exactly.
Yeah.
USA! 4 more years! USA! 4 more years!
I think everybody here is just getting like super comfortable, and we're like very much in our comfort zone now.
So are you guys sleeping out here tonight?
Yes. He'll be in another tent.
But you brought what? Sleeping bags, pillows.
Bags, we got pool rafts for underneath our sleeping bags. The big catch is we can't take anything in with us, so if we're able to, we made sure everything we brought out we were either willing to get rid of, or we'll see if we can take some of it back to our car. But had to plan carefully.
We hear that song one more time with them cute. You know the one I'm talking about.
I know the one she's talking about. I know.
They all think they're so novel. Oh, I'm going to do this like nobody else has done it before, right? You guys look so cute.
Thank you.
So what do you guys hope that Trump talks about tomorrow night? Like, what are the big issues for you?
I mean, there's so much to catch up on right now.
There's so much that's happened. Even though in the media it's like only talking about coronavirus or only talking about civil rights stuff or whatever. There's been a lot of other stuff that's been happening.
There's been a lot that we haven't
everywhere.
gotten to hear about because of all the intense media coverage on those two things. We haven't heard from him in this way in so long. I mean, for a while we heard from him daily with the virus, but it was all about the virus, and so looking forward to hearing a triumphant Trump back.
And I obviously Arkansas, it's a bit different than Oklahoma, right? Oklahoma's like fully open now, right?
Pretty much. It's like the third phase, so I guess there's still some things to it, but it's pretty much open.
And how's it been in Arkansas?
It's hit or miss. It's kind of up to the business right now.
I mean, they're still like a little bit farther behind. They're doing massive testing, so of course they're gonna come up with big numbers, and then if anybody, people might want to look at the numbers and see it's supposedly big or whatever, but if we can really trust the numbers, they'll say there's 100 people in a chicken plant or 200 people that tested positive, but none of them had any symptoms. They were all doing fine. A common cold would have been way worse. It was there's only one person had any symptoms out of 200.
There's definitely people that it's been very devastating for them. But we have to reopen sometime.
Are you guys concerned at all about going inside tomorrow? I know there's a lot of concern.
We pray for our health. We have some hand sanitizer there.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're pretty safe. Like, I'm not concerned. Like, I know there might have been like some conspiracy reports about people trying to spread it, trying to make it a peak event.
Yeah.
So like that's that's not on us. That's the people protesting us that have been saying that kind of stuff. But so
I mean, we look at it just like the protesters who've been out on the streets and mass close quarters, and I know they've been outside and everybody's saying this is indoors but it's different, but the media's just said they're exercising their rights, this is important to them, and like it's exactly what we're doing. So they have the right to go out and exercise their rights, and that's what we're doing. They're saying like we're still here after this all happened, which I think we both think that it's been, the media's used it to try to get rid of Trump. So we're like, hey, we're still here. We're really strong. So.
I know they wanted to push it as long as possible, make mail-in voting a thing, mail in the ballots, and then they can harvest the ballots from everybody and illegal votes and all this other terrible stuff that just totally messes with our rule of law. Like a photo ID for voting is like very wise. I think that's
not going to happen with Corona measures. So
yeah. Are you guys going to be wearing masks tomorrow inside?
If they require them, but otherwise.
Yeah. Otherwise, like I'm not.
We have some bandanas with American flags on them. If we have.
It's definitely thematic. Like we're not going to be all we're going to be all patriotic. So like
well, I could see your shirt.
Well, he's going to be dressed in a red tie and suit.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're getting all fancy.
Oh yeah.
He will wear a suit. Any excuse that he's got.
Exactly.
And I guess one of the last things, and I just blanked actually. You mentioned something about political activists.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're doing some live streams too here, Young and Deplorable on Facebook and YouTube, and so we do a lot of that. We've been heavily politically involved
Social media.
for
We got
the past
involved
several
in
years.
just fighting policies that come against American freedoms, and
like what? What would be? What's like your go-to?
door, phone calls.
We'll do
all sorts of stuff.
We're involved in a lot of economic stuff. Lower taxes, less government regulations. We've done a lot of the criminal justice reform, to bring a lot of people out of the poverty system of prison and actually help reform them and get them back to work, and back to society.
Pro-life is like at the top for us, so we will fight for the life of the unborn and for family. And, pretty much everything Trump fights for is you'll see us out there going for it too.
And then my last question is, how are your lives better personally? Let's say from 5 years ago to now.
We're encouraged.
Yes, very encouraged. Like there's hope. Like sometimes over the past decade, there's probably been times people look at us like, well, maybe America's not worth something anymore. But there's a lot of hope now. I think that's a really big thing. There's a lot of hope. We've saved a lot of money, like just Tax Cuts and Jobs Act from 2017. How much money has it saved everybody? How much bonuses has it given everybody? Like that's that's something that's benefited us directly. That's pretty amazing.
And are you guys? Do you believe that corporate money, should still be in politics, or is that something that you guys are against?
There can be places for that. The places where it gets really, really bad is when a company wants a municipality or a city or something to benefit them. The company will be like, hey, we'll move into your city if you give us a big tax incentive or something, or you give us this, or you do that for us. That's where it gets like a problem.
Yeah, we've gone up and fought against that ourselves. Just a small group of us, and one just in our city where we were going against some major corporation on a certain initiative, and so it can be.
There's definitely places where a company that sees tax cuts, that definitely benefits the company, but all that money gets passed on. It gets passed on to their workers. They gave tons of the bonuses to everybody from the tax cuts, and so getting involved in that. Things that help everybody, I don't see a problem with a company wanting to do that.
I did appreciate, so the Johnson Amendment that was passed that just protected people from seeing that. I thought that was important as a business owner myself.
And what kind of business?
Ballet.
Oh.
Teaching dance.
Oh, very cool. Awesome.
So not that would directly affect us, that we'd make political contributions, but just being being able to appreciate kind of that atmosphere and understanding kind of the ins and outs of that. So it protects business owners.
Cool. And I guess just your names again and where you're from.
I'm Elijah Perro, and this is Esther Stein. We're from Bentonville, Arkansas.
Cool.
We're on Facebook at Young and Deplorable.
Awesome. Anything else you want to add before I move on?
No, it's awesome here.
All right.
Fun.
Tons of fun.
All right. Well, have a good night. Hope you guys get some sleep.
I hope so too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
All right. So making my way through the line of supporters here who are spending the night. I spoke to a gentleman who was here since Tuesday, sleeping outside, and was told that there was someone here on Monday. So it's kind of turned into a kind of like an autonomous zone, to be honest with you. People are sleeping in the streets, and there's barricades. And if you guys are just tuning in, Andrew Kimmel live from Tulsa, just outside the BOK Center, where Trump is holding his first rally since March, tomorrow night. He moved it. It was originally supposed to be today, which today is Juneteenth, and he moved it to tomorrow out of what he says respect for Juneteenth. So, I'm going to be live for the next hour or so. If you guys have any questions, just write them in the comments section. I'll do my best to answer them or get people to answer them if you have questions for anyone that I'm interviewing. And feel free to share this, retweet, depending on where you're watching from. Thanks for watching. Now I'm making my way towards the front. If you guys can see this, I'll try to zoom in.
Wash your hands! Wash your hands! I wonder what we did before COVID.
Do you?
Did anybody ever wash their hands?
Have you seen that meme that was like, I don't want to brag or anything, but I was washing my hands before a
Yeah.
So this is right across the street from where the line of Trump supporters begins.
You guys take care. Have a great night.
Sir, do you mind maybe just read? I'm live streaming right now, so it's kind of hard to read it, but can you read what does it say up there?
Okay, the first one's pretty good, actually. Kind of. Sort of. Pray and vote. Protect. And then we go to the main one. Wash your hands, bastard. The next one says, this is the land made for you and me. That's a song. This is the land that was made for you and me. That was good. Jesus was brown. Jesus was brown. And there's still time to unlearn all your racist assholeish thoughts you have. Shame on you for having that white privilege. Next one. Change starts with you. Here we go. This is important. COVID is real. COVID is real. On we go. And so is systematic racism, and the new normal is screw that new normal. I don't ever want to hear that damn word ever again. Screw that new normal. I just open up America. That's why President Gary pushes, and that's why we're here. Because we're in the middle of the country. We're to show the whole country that it's time to open up America completely. Open up the USA. Let us be a adults in this situation and let us take the risk. Everything we do in life usually should have a risk return factor. I mean, not an investor, but I learned about investing one time in my life before I got stupid. But you always want a return on your investment, you know. If you do a risk and it's something fun and exciting, but the risk is high, guess what? That's worth it, you know. Take that risk. Well, this is fun and exciting, but our risk level is low. Tiny. And it's so nice because we pushed it so hard, we realized that we're not having a Trump rally, you sillies. We're having a protest against the demon rats and the Biden and the Hillary crew, the Hillary mobs. So it's actually a protest. By us doing that, I mean, it just was amazing. After we did that today, once we declared that we were a protester, we could just feel that cloud of COVID say, oh, they're protesters. It just dissipates. We're healed in the name of protesters. How you guys doing? Where are you guys all from?
So I'm from Los Angeles, and I'm live streaming on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
Okay.
So yeah, I wanted to check it out. I mean, you guys how long have you been in line for?
Well, we have a group called Trump's Front Row Joes. A couple of our crew got in on last Saturday, and then some got in Sunday and Monday, and then I drug my silly old ass in there. They'd say yesterday morning, I think at 4 a.m. and jacked everybody up, and they were pissed at me for a day. Today they're not quite as pissed at me, but they still ain't sure they like me.
Why?
Because, well, I got their asses up at 4 o'clock. They were all wanting to sleep. I just got off a 600-mile drive. I was like all coffeed up, and I said, well, you guys got to be up with me too. But they like us. We all get along good. It's a big crew here.
Well, of course, you're going in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Are you concerned at all about, they're saying that with the health risks, with COVID and all that?
I kind of covered it earlier. No, I'm not concerned. My risk factor, what I decided was my risk factor, surely gets outweighed by the fun factor, the love factor. I mean, why would I be afraid of something that 98% of the people that come down with it and catch something that they recover, that they make it through, And yeah, COVID's real, but so is the swine flu. So is when you get bit by the little tear tick and you get Lyme's disease. That's real. Opiate addiction's real. Did we shut down the country for the 75,000 beautiful souls that OD'd? Oh, that was their choice that they did? Well, guess what?
Do you know what's the number at right now for deaths with COVID?
I guess I haven't even listened to that for the last 2 weeks. The last time I kind of was aware of it, they hit the dreaded 100,000. Oh! I mean, and out of that 100,000, you know what? I bet it wasn't 100,000. I mean, there for a couple months while we had that lockdown. Really weird. You didn't hear anybody dying of car accidents. You didn't hear anybody dying of lung disease, smoking cancer. Nobody had anything but COVID. It was COVID. Yep, died COVID. It was weird. I mean, I had a cousin that was in this vehicle thing and got smashed up, and they passed, but it was a COVID accident. Oh my God.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, weird things all the way through. That's a true story. A COVID accident. Oh my God.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's just been a psychological push on us. I mean, we've been bombarded hard with psychological warfare. I mean, and to think a germ could scare so many people. I love our country, and I know many of us people love our country. But we have a lot of people that brag about how much they love their country, and they'll be there to stand for it if it needed. And I never seen those 3%ers or whatever run to their basement and hide just as fast as everyone else. Woo! But they never came back out of their basement. They're still hiding down there. It's like, you're going to be our militia, and yet you watch the cities burn. There's good cities that start getting looted in Minneapolis and stuff. Where were those patriots that had concealed the carry? Why weren't they down there protected? How about in California? Look what they did out in Santa Barbara. Oh my God! You see that? The beautiful city of Santa Barbara? They got destroyed like that. The historical buildings that were there, so beautiful, you know, and it's okay. No, it ain't okay. How did we get there? I mean, leaders, in different areas go, oh, well, we got to let them be, you know.
So, who would you say out of anywhere in the world, anyone, who's the biggest threat to democracy in America?
Biggest threat to democracy in America is actually, I believe it's China. I mean, I really do believe China. I mean, they have such deep tentacles all through the United States society. I mean, the number of dollars or buildings and businesses and everything else that China has control of is scary. I mean, people look into it and say, wow, how do we let China buy this? How did China get this and this and this and this? I mean, they could flip a switch and they'd have control of everything. And, they probably would have done it if Hillary got in. But they know they don't dare Trump is, because Trump's serious about it. If they tried to do something, he would retaliate back hard and fast. I mean, he don't want to be in a war. None of us want to be in a war. But he's also made it so that if we had to be in a war, he's brought our military back to the strength it needed to be. We can only have real peace through strength.
And how do you think he's been bringing the military back?
Well, upgrading and getting new equipment, actually spending the money to have the best equipment out there so that if there was a war, we don't have to use human lives as much. I mean, a lot of the next wars are going to be, done from little drones and this and that, and thankfully for that. But yeah, it's still kind of scary because it shows such tentacles on whatever else can go on in people's lives. I mean, technology is a beautiful thing. Technology fuck us just as fast, worse than anything else. I mean,
so are you on, do you support Facebook and Twitter and those sorts of things?
Well, I'm on there because I haven't trained myself to puke out Facebook enough and be on Parler like I really want to, and should really be over on Parler. I mean, that's a creature of habit. I mean, we all become creature of habit. What's easier? No, Facebook. So go to Facebook, There we go. It's sad that, they're censoring our president like that. If they're going to do one free speech, then better leave it free all the way through. But that's a whole nother subject that's a little bit out of my wheelhouse. But
yeah.
So I'm going to let you go.
All right. Well, and your name and where you're from?
My name is Randall. God, did you just see that, people? I just touched my nose. Oh, I hate it when I do that. Right out in public, I touched my nose. Anyway, I'm from Minnesota, Lakefield, Minnesota. So there you go. All right, God bless you.
All right. Yeah, be safe. Thank you.
Yes.
Bye. All right. Things are actually pretty quiet right now. This is the front of the line. These guys have been out here since, I believe, Tuesday. Hi there. I'm live streaming on Facebook. Was hoping you guys are the first in line. I'm sure you've been getting asked all day, but if I could ask some questions.
It would cost you money to get me to do an interview.
Hey, no, I get it. Talking is exhausting.
Yeah, I've been doing it since last Friday, bro.
Then don't worry about it.
Save some for tomorrow.
Yeah, no worries, guys. Okay. Well. Oh, okay.
Thank you for the offer.
Yeah, no, be safe and get some rest.
I know how a celebrity feels when they want rest.
Yeah, now you get it, right?
I finally got a revelation.
All right, well, thanks, guys. Bye-bye. So yeah, if you guys are just tuning in, Andrew Kimmel, live outside the BOK Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where Trump is going to have his rally tomorrow, first rally since March. Obviously, this is getting a lot of coverage. There's a lot of civil unrest that's going on. There's also a pandemic that's going on, where seems to be a mix of people that are wearing masks versus those that aren't. I have spoken to a number of people that still believe that it's a hoax, and they said that if it's not enforced tomorrow, they will not wear their masks inside. It's interesting. Right across the street from where all the people are lining up, somebody put this in the window, which I just had the last gentleman read for me. But yeah, so I'm going to keep going for another hour or so, do some interviews. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I will ask if I can if I catch it, because I'm actually watching it on my other phone. And let me know if there's any issues with the stream. Thanks. But yeah, people have set up tents, chairs. I've spoken to people that have been sleeping here since Tuesday. This woman said that she's been sleeping in her chair, and at one night she even slept on the pavement, which just sounds really uncomfortable. Hey man, I'm live streaming. Can I ask you some questions?
I don't talk on this.
No? Okay, that's fine.
I'm not good at talking to the camera.
Okay, well, thanks.
My brother be here though. When he come back, he'll talk to you all day.
Okay, thank you.
Well, you know a lot of the reason why is that Flash show on the CW, they made him into like a recurring villain. And so I think that's why a lot of people have finally found out. And then they're going to put Deathstroke in the DC movie universe too. Because they introduced him at the end of one of the Batman, whenever they reveal the new Black Adam.
Fight through what's right. Fight through what's right. Check your phone and make you see the charge. Down the road.
So there's a lot of different merchandise here.
I just want to make sure it was charging.
Trump coin, Trump koozie with the hair,
Trump straws.
Trump straws.
They're color changing when they go cold or hot. Whoops, I guess we're done with those.
Oh boy, okay.
So it's charging. I just wanted to make sure it was charging.
I am live streaming right now. Do you guys, mind if I ask you some questions just about how everything's going?
Oh, you can go ahead and take pictures. I don't care.
And well, with you, I want to talk to you.
Oh, I'm right in the middle of.
Oh, okay, yeah, no worries. Yeah, no worries.
I'm just volunteering for her.
Can I talk to you?
Sure.
All right. Well, first off, what's your name? Where are you from?
Andrea Garrett, and I am originally from Tulsa, born and raised, but I live in Siloam Springs, Arkansas.
How far of a drive was that for you?
Oh, it's about an hour and 20 minutes. It's not far. We live right on the Oklahoma-Arkansas border.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what brought you here?
What brought me here? What kind of question is that? Trump brought me here. He's my boyfriend. No.
Oh my gosh. I won't say anything to Melania.
No, Trump. I'm very, well, I don't know. He's patriotic. I love him. I love the fact that he's not a politician, that he says what he wants to. I mean, sometimes I know it's a loud line, but I can overlook that for the fact that he loves him.
And you know, I guess compared to 5 years ago, how has your life gotten better?
Oh my gosh. Well, economically, it's gotten better. And the fact that Trump supports our freedoms. He's fighting against the liberals who are behind, in my opinion, the COVID scare. I think that all of the numbers are extremely inflated, and I like that Trump opened up America
And so they're saying now that, the COVID numbers here in Tulsa, they're saying they went up 111% this week. Are you concerned at all with any of that?
I don't believe that. So no, I'm not concerned.
And so, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's a leftist lie, in my opinion.
And so, if it is real, though, is that something that's, a little concerning, or are you not even going to wear a mask inside tomorrow?
No, I will not. I will not, because to me, that just takes a little bit more of my freedom away. Being told that I have to wear something over my face. So, and no, I don't. If COVID was exactly what you said, I'm not concerned, and it's not out of stupidity. I'm a Christian, and I believe that I'm either, it's in God's plan for me to be protected and not get COVID, or if I get COVID, well, He knows it. He knows what to do. What are they yelling at us?
He said he's lying to you.
Oh, Trump. That's Black Lives Matter. Okay. Whatever. I'm thinking, I don't know why they feel the need to drive by and yell crap like that. It doesn't change anybody's mind.
Yeah. Well, what would change your mind? What is something that Trump ever did? Would you be like, you know what? That's it. I'm out.
Wow. I can't imagine Trump doing something that seriously bad that I would stop supporting him. Because our military's stronger. Anything that he would do, unless he just made a total about face and didn't support everything that he supports now and says. But he won't. I mean, he is who he is.
And so, if that is the case, and, I don't know if you heard about Bolton and his book and all these allegations that have come out. Have you heard anything about that yet? Bolton. John Bolton.
No.
Yeah, his ex-national security advisor.
Oh, okay.
So he's coming out with a book.
Okay.
As one does when you leave the administration.
Yes.
With some pretty intense allegations.
Scary stuff.
Things about asking President Xi of China to assist with the election. Supporting concentration camps for the Uyghurs in China. I don't know if you heard.
I have not heard that.
Again, these are allegations, but this is coming from now the ex-national security advisor. So, does that ring any red or raise any red flags with you?
No, it does not.
I would suggest there's a reason they are eggs.
Oh, hello.
This is Sherry.
Sherry or Cherry?
Sherry.
Sherry, hi. Nice to meet you, Sherry. Andrew?
I'm Andrea. Oh,
Hey.
I told you that already, but we've got
Andrew, Andrea.
But that's an excellent point.
I mean,
that's why they're
ex-security. Okay, the concentration camps in China have been going on for decades. We've known this. Obama knew it. Clinton knew it. Bush knew it. So to lay it on the feet of Donald Trump is,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't blame the man for something that a country that he does not control has been doing for generations. China has admitted to using biological warfare on their own people.
Yeah.
Does it not strike anyone as a concern that possibly COVID-19 was an attack? A concentrated attack that went from China to Italy to the United States to England. It takes, I mean, and then you have a lot of the cases of COVID-19. The reason the number has gone up as high as it has is because more people are being tested for COVID-19. Okay, the testing is, they're testing hundreds of people a day as opposed to 15 or 20.
When it started.
You know, so they've got the test down, so it only takes 30 minutes to get the results. So, yes, the number's going to go up if you test more people. But the antibodies that people are coming up with, you know, I mean, there was a man, I don't remember where it was, that I found it incredibly interesting. He suffered from a gunshot wound and died of COVID-19. It was a fatal gunshot wound, and his cause of death was COVID-19.
Where was this?
I do not remember right off the bat. I'm sorry, I wish I did. You know, I mean, people who are having heart attacks, if the virus is in their system, it is counted as a COVID-19 death. If not even underlying conditions, if they just happen to have, you know, COVID-19 and they died of cancer, they died of COVID-19.
Exactly. Yep.
And
well, how many people have died from COVID-19 in the U.S.?
I do not know the numbers. I really don't. I don't have access to the data of private hospitals.
I don't believe it anyway.
I believe there is a sickness going around. I believe that. I truly do. But I don't believe it is as bad as people say it is.
Exactly.
Because who is being affected the most? The young and the elderly. The same numbers that have died from COVID are close to the numbers of people who died of influenza. And it's the same age groups.
So if let's say it is real, right?
I'm not saying it's not real.
Exactly. So they're saying that, you know, the masks, for example.
Yes.
They're saying it's not about us, but other people.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, here's the thing about the masks.
How you doing?
Okay. All the mask does is keep your spit in your face. It doesn't stop my spit from going through the mask. I mean, I'm serious. Read it. All it does is stop your spit from coming out.
She's spitting right now.
And I'm wearing a mask.
I know.
You know, I mean, but,
oh yeah.
You know, I mean, it's there's a lot of conspiracy theories and concerns, a lot of which I think are out of hand. I think we reopened Tulsa and the state in an orderly manner. I think it went very well. There have been no problems with
Thank you for protecting
the
us tonight,
people
man.
who are out there.
Yeah, I don't know what that's
You know, there's no problems with, you know, people going out. If you want to wear a mask, by all means, wear a mask.
Are you going to be wearing a mask inside tomorrow?
No, I will not.
No. And what's your reason as to why?
If it is airborne, which they still are not sure about, Okay, I will have already run into it 500,000 times
without a mask.
Without a mask.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you go to this grocery store, you go to the gas station, and who's going to go to how many people are going to wear a mask to run into the gas station, pay $5 to put it in a tank?
Oh, I've seen people wearing masks in their car.
I know, but that's...
And I'm like, come on.
But, yeah, I mean, it's...
I am not judging.
Yeah, I mean, everybody is... That's what makes this a great country.
That's right.
If you want to wear that mask, by all means wear it. You know, I don't want to discourage anybody if it makes them feel safer.
That's fine.
You know, I have a very strong immune system. I know that. So, you know, it's just a matter of, you know, what you think the danger is. And
well, speaking of danger, you know, who would you guys say is the biggest threat to America right now?
North Korea.
North Korea?
China.
And you think China?
I think North Korea.
Because China basically does control North Korea.
I know.
So it's kind of a hand-in-hand type of thing, and I believe that the North Koreans are more interested in trying to get the tariffs and walk around it than actually doing what we told them to do. And I think if Trump laid down the law, I do believe they would stop.
Well, what do you think of Trump? I mean, Trump did go to North Korea. He met with Kim Jong-un. And whatever came of that? What happened?
It felt good.
Not much happened. It did slow down some of their nuclear. They did shut down a few of their nuclear sites.
So they said.
No, they did shut down a few, but there are more. But I believe there are more. They may have just moved this stuff, but we know they shut down 2 buildings. You know, if they moved it or whatever, all right, Donna, we know they're a threat. We've known they were a threat. You know, and it's just, you know, it's something that you have to keep an eye on. That's what we have a national security team for.
Yeah.
You know, they're watching the Middle East. They're watching Asia. You know, it's turning into just a huge mess.
But I think that they are slowly priming Americans to accept these loss of freedoms.
Right.
Until all of a sudden it's too late, and like the Jewish people, there's the Holocaust.
I think Ben Franklin put it the best. If you give up freedom for safety, you will have neither freedom nor safety.
That's good.
And I think that's the way it is. You know. So.
And you think that essentially the country could be heading towards a Holocaust?
I think we're being primed for something like the Jewish people experienced in the Holocaust. You know, the Germans started out slow, and they started.
Well, I don't think it's. I don't think it's.
a Holocaust here.
I don't think. I do agree with that one, but I also think that we. It's legalized murder. Let's not forget the doctor who was finally tried and put in prison over that.
No, you're all right.
You know, so
I don't think it's ever going to be the same in America again.
I don't know.
When I was growing up.
What are the biggest differences, I guess, between when you were growing up to what it is now?
Oh my Lord.
We didn't have.
My mother had one rule for us. Do not embarrass me in public. May God have mercy on you if you embarrassed her in public. Because she would drag your butt over to her, bend you over, and beat your ass right there in the middle in front of God and everybody.
So, yes.
I know one big change is that, when I was growing up, you would get in trouble at your friend's house and you get a spanking there, and then you go home and you get another spanking. I believe it does take a village to raise children to respect people.
So, are those the biggest changes? Is just what with parenting, or?
I think parenting. I
would say the family unit. We have way too much fatherlessness in this country. It's worse than racism, and it's literally what's caused the systemic problems that we have.
Yeah.
Two-parent families have got to come back. You got to stick it out. You got people just divorced like that.
Well, that's why that's part of why Oklahoma passed the law that made it mandatory. If you have a child, you have to go through 6 months of counseling to try to get back together before you can even file for divorce.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good thing.
I like that.
I thought it was a great idea.
Classes and co-parenting stuff. Yeah,
Yes.
they're much better nowadays with just dealing with families in the court system. But I think that still people are just too quick to just say, I don't like you anymore.
Yeah.
And I have friends of all races where they don't like their baby daddy anymore, so they just get rid of him, and they're just got his parade of different boyfriends and.
Uncle this,
so
uncle
sad.
that.
Yeah, just let's bring back the family unit. It's so important. So important. It would fix so many problems.
Did you see, I think it was, yesterday or 2 days ago, Matt Gaetz? He announced he's got a son.
Yes.
Which was a surprise to, I think, everyone.
Yeah. Love him. He's awesome.
No, you're fine. And how's business going, by the way?
Oh, I'm not.
Oh.
I'm hanging out with Sherry in our spot here.
Oh, okay.
I was coming over to see what kind of trouble she was taking.
Oh, lots of trouble. Yeah. So what is this? Trump hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
But who's going to buy that?
Me? I'm sorry about that. I would buy that. I think I would buy that.
I was asking, who's going to buy the Trump hand sanitizer?
We've had a lot of
I want this.
I had to ask for more.
That's cool.
And a lot of people buying the masks.
Yes. But that's
I'm glad
their
you bought them.
prerogative.
No, I'm not.
I'm not arguing with you. But
Are
Well-
you? Who are you with?
Oh, I'm independent. I just live stream, yeah. Have you been speaking with any of these outlets out here?
Oh yeah.
Like who?
Breitbart.
Okay, yeah. And who else?
It's like number one. A lot of independents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Breitbart.
When we were out here, I'm a volunteer with Just a Push Foundation.
What's that?
It's a foundation that helps women and children in the Tulsa metro area. And when we just see a need in the community, we just go and see what we can do to help. We were with the search party of Miracle and Tony, and I led the prayer vigils that we held for the babies and was there for the family. And I just think that that's important to find something useful to do with your life and your time. Find some causes that mean a lot to you. Just go do them,
Yeah.
And Breitbart, though, that was cool. I love.
You like those guys?
Yeah. I loved Andrew. I met Andrew Breitbart back in 2008 or 2009. Yeah.
And then what do you think about like Alex Jones, InfoWars, and not for you? No InfoWars for you.
I don't even watch that. I mean, I totally respect Rush Limbaugh. Totally respect him. Not my cup of tea. My mother loved him. Was obsessed with him. And I get it. I like him, but I don't like tune in and listen. I get why people like him, and I get why people hate him too. Just not my cup of tea. But like Mark Levin, oh my God.
He's your man.
He's smart. He's not my man.
Life,
Sean
Liberty,
Hannity,
and Levin.
Sean Hannity.
And Sean Hannity. What about Tucker?
Tucker, yes. Love him.
Yeah.
Love him.
Yeah, you're on the fence a little bit.
Yeah, he can. I don't know.
I remember when he was on Crossfire.
I remember when he looked like a teenager wearing the bow tie.
He had the bow tie, yeah.
Crossfire, and I was on
Crossfire.
CNN.
Oh my God, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, we're showing our age now.
Yeah.
Y'all are babies.
Well, listen, I've taken a lot of your time. I appreciate you talking to me for so long.
Do you have a handle or Twitter or something?
I'm on Facebook right now. It's just Andrew Kimmel Official.
Kimmel?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you guys can watch. I'm going to be live probably for another 30 minutes or so, but yeah. And yeah, thank you so much. And if you don't mind, can I get your names again?
I'm Sherry.
S-H-E-R-R-Y. Okay.
Andrea.
I think I know how to spell that.
A-N-D-R-E-A.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
And Debbie.
D-E-B-B-I-E. I was going to say Y.
On Twitter, it's Foxy News.
Fox?
I need a new name.
Right.
I totally need a new Twitter name. I was Foxy News 10 years ago. Back when Fox News was still legit. Now they're not.
Yeah. And why are they not legit?
They're just as fake news as everybody else now.
Corporate media.
Their headlines are worse than CNN sometimes. I mean, straight up worse. It makes me mad. I unfollowed them on Facebook, unfollowed them on Twitter. I'm just done with them. But now I'm still stuck with that name, Foxy News. So I'm trying to come up with a new name. Hopefully something One American News related, because that is legit. Own. How do you say it?
O-A-N.
O-A-N.
Yeah, they're here. They're here.
Where are they at?
Oh, they were here earlier?
Yeah.
Because yeah, I got to find his name is Jack. He and I go way back.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's a big fan of mine for some reason. I don't know.
Tell me your name again, so I'll remember.
Andrew. Yeah.
Kimmel.
Kimmel, yep.
All right, I'll look at.
All right, thank you so much. Be well. Yep. All right, so now I'm going to... Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Where's the party at?
The crazy stuff seems to be happening down that way.
Yeah, because, it's quiet by the front of the line now.
Yeah, we're kind of
Time for bed now, right?
Just about.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you so much. Have a good night. Bye. So, I know that conversation went a little longer than I usually like to do, but some interesting things there. If you're just tuning in, hi, live outside the BOK Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where I'm speaking with a variety of Trump supporters. Hello. Some have been out here since Monday.
It never will.
Sorry, I'm just grabbing a quick photo. I'm trying to tweet while also live streaming to 3 different platforms right now by myself. I invited Dan Bongino to come out and join me, but he wasn't game, as well as Dinesh. And Jack, I hope I run into Jack. It'd be great to run into Jack. Yeah, it's pretty quiet out here now. Where's the party at?
Right here.
Oh, this is the party? This is it.
We all need a break right now.
Yeah, I know. I saw people are sleeping now, so.
Yeah, they're going to be waking up. I'm going to be up here all night. They're going to be walking back up and like, hey, what's that thing you see?
How long have you been out here selling?
Oh, I just started right here today about 3 hours ago, but I've been here since Tuesday from North Carolina.
You came all the way from North Carolina?
Yeah.
Whew.
If I was in California, I wouldn't come where I am.
And how's business?
Doing so far.
What's this? We got
See, tomorrow they're going to check the prices.
Trump hats. Yeah.
Them hats I'm talking about. I'm thinking about hat and switch.
Okay.
I got on.
So I'm just going to go around the block, and if it's still quiet, I'll maybe do one more interview, and then I still got to eat dinner. So every now and then you do have some drivers that drive by. They're blasting the "Fuck Donald Trump" song. I did hear some shouting from some people in vehicles saying that Trump is lying to you guys. But pretty much been quiet. I haven't seen any sort of altercations or arguments. So, yeah. Hello, hello.
He's parking right there, right through the street.
Are you guys staying out here all night?
Yes, sir.
You mind if I'm live streaming right now.
Okay.
I'm live. Can I ask some questions?
Go ahead.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, it's bright enough. All right. Well, first of all, what's your name? Where are you from?
Thomas Watson, Fort Gibson.
Fort Gibson.
Yes.
How far away is that?
60, 40, 50 miles. 60 miles, maybe.
Ah, that's nothing. I just talked to some guy from North Carolina. That's a distance.
Well, we're local.
Huh.
Crazy.
I don't know what that was about. So, how long have you been out here?
We got here about 1 o'clock.
Okay, so you guys, because I spoke to some people that were out here on Tuesday,
Yeah.
Monday even.
Monday. The guy in the very front of the line been here for 2 days.
Yeah. You're going to be sleeping out here tonight.
Yep. Right here in our chairs.
Taking a nap.
Cat napping.
That's something. That's devotion.
Yes, sir.
So, what is it that really makes you want to spend the night in a chair to see Donald Trump tomorrow night?
Because he's great. He's awesome. The best president we ever had besides Ronald Reagan. My opinion.
Of course, of which everyone is entitled to.
Yes, sir.
And how has Trump made your life better? Let's say from 5 years ago. How has your life improved?
Really can't say. Obviously with my tattoos, it ain't improved much.
And so, what do you hope he talks about tomorrow? Like, what are the big points that you'd love to hear him talk about?
There's so many, I don't know.
Racism.
Got racism, the
environment,
the economy, and
China.
Yeah. So racism, the economy,
Right.
China.
and I'm all about him trying to close down the borders
And so obviously the last month in this country has been nuts.
It's been nuts, especially with the virus.
It's been nuts.
Yes.
How can Americans kind of heal? How can people get back together and unify?
Well, first of all, going around without doing, like you see the people up and down the street hooting and hollering, F Trump this, F Trump that. We don't need that. We're at a crisis right now. We all need to come together and become one. We all got to come together to get through it.
And so, for you, like, what are your thoughts on the protests that have been happening, and how can...
It's stupid. It's stupid. They're vandalizing, they're destroying property, they're hurting people. It's not right.
And so, has there been any violence and looting here in Tulsa?
Just a lot of shit talking. I haven't seen any violence since I've been here, except for one little incident. But other than that, it was all good.
Yeah. It seems like it's been very peaceful. I did hear some...
Everybody here's great, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody's friendly. That's out here camping out on the sidewalks. It's just awesome. And it's good that people come together like this to do this kind of stuff, because he needs some support.
And so, with everything that's going on, obviously there's the pandemic, right? People are very up in arms about the rally even taking place because it's indoors, there's a lot of people. What do you think about the rally that's taking place inside tomorrow night? And are you going to wear a mask?
No. I ain't gonna wear no mask. My belief is, they're saying that, all the counts are going back up. I think they're saying that on the news because they want to, control all these riots and stuff, make people go home, quit doing it.
Oh, let's see. Sorry here, I'm just checking the stream. Stream is good. Okay. And so, yeah, you're not going to wear a mask.
No.
So,
I mean, some people do. I mean, it's attacking the old with the weak immune system, the young. I mean, I don't wear a mask. I can't remember the last time I was sick. Never. So I got a pretty good immune system. I heal good, and I ain't worried about it.
you're a fortunate man.
Yes, sir.
And so, what would you hope? Let's say Trump makes it in for another 4 years. What's the number one thing you want to see happen in this country?
The economy get better. A lot of poor folks out there, they're struggling, and we need health care, everything. We need that.
So would you be for something like a Medicare for all?
What do you mean?
So if it's, a government subsidized healthcare, so rather than paying a lot of money for private, it comes from taxes.
Well, yeah. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of people out there that don't work. You got homeless people, they need medical attention too, and I think that if people just leave Trump alone and let him do his job, he can make all that stuff happen. Right now he's fighting, he's trying to save his office, and he's fighting the media with all the bullshit that's been said about him, and leave him alone, let him do his job. Yo, mama.
So it seems like that's the extent of any of the violence, quote unquote.
Y'all need a water or a snack?
No, we're good, thank you. Careful.
So yeah, but something like Medicare for all is and that would be most important to you?
I think so.
So if Trump was able to just do his job, you think he'd be able to get that through?
Just leave him alone, let him do his job. He's got enough on his plate besides the media always downing him and everything else. So just leave him alone, let him do his job.
Who would you say is like the biggest threat to democracy in this country right now?
I couldn't tell you.
North Korea, Iran.
I would say
Democrats.
Yeah, Democrats. Without them, I think America would be great.
Yeah. So it'd just be Republican Party all the way.
Hey, everybody's got their views, and too bad their views are on the wrong side.
Yeah. And I guess last question is there anything that Trump could do that would take away your support?
Take away my support?
Yeah.
No. Man's done nothing but good that I've seen, so I ain't no bad nothing.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
And I wish you a good night.
You too.
As you go to sleep.
Hope you don't hear no gunshots.
Oh, geez. Yeah, well, be safe. And, yeah.
You be safe on your interviews and everything.
Yeah. So far, it's no threats at all.
Good,
so,
good.
All right, man.
All right.
And your name one more time?
Thomas Watson.
Thomas. Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Got it. All right. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir.
Be safe. I thought that was pretty interesting. I'll turn off my flash here. Yeah, that was interesting. The conversation went to Medicare for all that he seemed to be interested in. And said that if Trump, if people just let him be, he would do that. And then, of course, I always like to ask, is there anything Trump could do that would make you not support him anymore? And usually the answer is nope, nothing. Oh, here we go. What were they saying?
They said they love America. They said thank you, Donald Trump, for giving them the equal rights to drive a truck like that when I had a piece of shit Porsche.
Really?
More or less.
They said all that?
Well, no, they ain't what they said, but they rode down the street talking about my president. Who you with?
Me? I'm independent. I'm live streaming.
Independent,
Yeah, I like to live stream.
Oh, no, I know this is not right. I mean, I came here just to have a good time, and I mean, we're having a good time, and then all of a sudden they rode down the street.
What were they saying?
If Donald Trump, if this, if American. I mean, we do have a lot of pride, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of Mexicans that don't want to do jobs that we wouldn't do these days.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of friends with them, but I'm not here. I mean, this whole street ain't here. We're here about peace. And I mean, this shit pisses us off when you want to come here and talk about the country that we love and we build, and they want to, I mean, welcome, come. If you can get here, welcome. Stay here and get to do your thing. I mean, that's what it's about. Anyway.
All right.
There, dude.
Hey, thanks. I was walking with you.
Oh, yeah?
I'll go back this way.
I'm back down here. I just walked with you. I
thought you were walking somewhere.
Oh, no, I like walking up here because it's pretty wind over here. This is my first rally. I mean.
Oh.
Yeah. And what's killed this dude is the media is what's killed us.
Well, that's why I like to go live.
Right.
Can't edit it.
Right.
All right. Well, I'm going to watch this.
Hey.
Just America, but the world.
There was freedom for the people to
Okay,
prosper. The cabal were always at risk of being
QAnon
discovered
basically
and
is
shut
an
down.
information
There was no way to
drop.
continue without a plan to
Okay,
eliminate all threats to their
if you
survival,
go
even if it meant imposing a single world government under their jurisdiction,
and you
where
can
no
read
national
along
identity,
with the rest
police
of the
force,
world,
or military could stop
or
them. They called it globalism.
There's a bunch of YouTube. One of them is And We Know. His name is LT. Go and search And We Know on YouTube, and you can find one of Trump-loving individuals are being suppressed on YouTube, so we're having to find alternative channels. But it's a worldwide wake up. This isn't just in America. But America is the last one to wake up. The rest of the world has woke up before us because it's the deep state, it's the Illuminati, it's the 13 families, it's Soros, it's the Bilderberg, it's who else is it? Who else is the 13 families? Everybody, who's the 13 families? We got the Rothschilds, right? We got the Rothschilds. Turn that back up, Don. Stop my phone. Stop the phone. Who's the Rothschilds? We got the Bilderberg, Soros, Paysours. The Paysours are on that list as well. Hey, Google CIA.gov 13 families, and you'll see the library of the 13 families.
So,
check.
So, would you consider you're a follower of Q?
I am a self-thinker. I think, and therefore I am. Okay. I try to check as much information, but the misinformation is just as bad. Okay, because the Illuminati, the deep state, knows that we're on to them. Their greatest fear is us waking up, and we've woken up. Right? We're woken up. I was trying to. Don, turn me up there. Let me turn her up.
Okay. Yeah, sure. See if you guys have any questions.
Who are you with?
I'm independent.
Yeah, but independent with who?
Myself.
What website's it on?
I'm on Facebook right now. And my feed keeps losing out for some reason.
Keep what?
My feed keeps dropping.
Which one is it?
Feed keeps dropping.
What's your name on that?
Andrew Kimmel Official.
So who you with?
But myself.
Yourself?
Yeah.
I love the setup. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, no, see, I like live streaming.
You're on YouTube live?
Andrew Kimmel Official.
Well, cool.
But yeah, no, so
I'd love to have you. So,
I don't know why.
Quit. Stop.
It's
the concrete causing your feed to drop.
Well, it's weird because it keeps going from 4G to 5G.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Most of Tulsa is 5G. But when you get closer out, you get further out this way.
It switches.
It switches.
And that's why it keeps switching back.
I told my mom that I wasn't coming till tomorrow morning, so hopefully she's not.
I mean, just in terms of what's happening with Q, you know, has there been any drops lately, and what is the latest drop in?
There's actually an app for that, and there was a drop. Wasn't there a drop today? Yeah. Was there?
Oh, was there a drop today, folks, from Q? There was a drop, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was.
The Q drop this morning, wasn't it?
And what was it?
We're into 4,300 drops already since October of 2017. So it really, there's just so much information, but it's fun.
Yeah.
You know, I like rabbit holes. They're fun to go down, and you know, we got so many people that like to dig, and you're digging for the. And the cool thing is, once Q drops a piece of information, all the anons go out there and they start digging around for the information, and so they come back to the boards on the 8kun.top, 8kun.top. Use a condom, please. Use a VPN if you're going to go onto the 8kun, because you know, the autistics out there like to go out there and do things. So just be careful on the 8kun. Condom, please. So you go out there and they drop the information. Just go lurk on the 8kun. Don't say anything. Just lurk. Read the channel.
I don't even know what the 8kun is.
It's a website.
I know 8chan,
okay.
but that was taken away.
Well, see, no, it wasn't taken away. Jim Watkins owns 8kun. He's a friend of my YouTube channel. You can go to it's Zeers Watkins on YouTube. But Jim Watkins owned 8chan, and he testified in front of Congress. You guys
remember when Jim Watkins testified in front of Congress? Does anybody remember that day? It was October of last year, wasn't it?
So he testified in front of Congress about the information, because a lot of it's fake, a lot of it's false, a lot of it is bad information, and so he took down the 8kun, but he brought it back up and as 8chan. And he brought it back up as 8kun. But my understanding is 8kun is built on the same technology as Bitcoin. So, you know, his whole thing is to be able to make it work. So, Jim, thank you for all that you do. Code Monkey, thank you for everything that you do, keeping that website up as well. My name is James Turney out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I'm here for Trump. I'm here for anybody who wants to love my country and love people. That's what we're about, because we're technically, you know,
they want us divided. They want us divided. That's what they want. They don't want us to wake up. They don't want us to wake up.
So, with that in mind, that's what this is, the Great Awakening. The information that's the same information that they were using against us, we now control that database. We now have all this information. We have her emails. We have every communication. But the problem with that is we still have a legal system which we're supposed to follow. And so you can't interject that information into a court proceeding illegally, because it would be thrown out. So it's about catching them now. You know, we're going to have to forgive and look away on some of the stuff that Hillary has already done. You know, Haiti, you know, those 4 dead Americans in Benghazi, thank you for that, because of that woman. Disgusting, miserable woman. But I forgive her, because God says forgive, and will forgive you. Forgive others. And I'm on my knees and I pray to my God and I say, Lord, forgive my country, heal my country, and He will do so. See that the left has brought us. You know, up is down, left is right, you know, back is forward. That's what these people tell us.
Well, I mean, who would you say is the biggest threat to democracy right now?
Soros. Soros and the large corporations, because who was hurt the most in this? Who was hurt the most
in this shutdown? The small businesses were hurt in this shutdown.
That's right. Amen.
Amen. The small businesses are the ones that suffered. The Walmart, Lowe's, they stayed open. You know, it's you know, how come? But yet everybody can go into Lowe's, you know, today, and no big deal. You know, plastic everywhere. You know, plexiglass. Somebody made a fortune off of plexiglass, and I want to know who it is. So, I don't know what to say to that. I refuse to wear a mask. I saw a picture of George Floyd. And he had hair and a tattoo. But then when the cop's on his neck, I didn't see any hair and I didn't see any tattoos. Did you? No. I didn't see either one of those pictures. So,
well, back to let's say like COVID-19, the pandemic that's going on. You said you're not going to wear a mask.
No.
And so, what do you think has been happening in the past few months?
Well, you know, when you look at the information, first of all, before we even had a test for COVID, they were saying you were COVID positive before you had a test for COVID. All right? And then they put it in the nursing homes, and then a lot of people died. And then I guess we're not going to hold. He looks fine to me. You know, every doctor I know, what? Malaria, it cures malaria. But I spent 2 years trying to disprove the Q. 2 years. And all it did was say, well, there's more information. Yeah, there's always, it's like, oh gosh, who's the guy that his dad was Civil War, and they were trying to find the treasure of the American treasure? I'm trying to think of Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage.
Oh yeah, National Treasure.
They're always saying that.
Great movie.
Yeah, well, they're always saying that there's another clue, another clue, another clue. Well, the QAnon is more information, just to prove the information. So, I mean, I'm sure you've done that, and you're saying, yeah.
There's quite a lot.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter, even if the information is not real, look what it did, it brought us together. You know, the whole deal is...
It's all about loving people, because they've been lied to. The media lies to you. I don't even trust Fox 23 anymore. Them people are gaslighting people on Facebook.
Yeah, it drives me. How you doing? Love you guys. Love that mask. So, you know, every news media out there. I trust foreign news more than I trust my own news. They're supposed to be the ones, the stopgap. They're supposed to be, yet they're in bed with it. 90% of your news outlets are owned by 6 corporations.
90% of your news outlets are owned by 6 freaking corporations, controlled by one person, by might add.
So, you know, look it up. Disney
being the worst. Disney being the worst of those. The pedophilia.
You know. I mean, look at all that going on. Your human trafficking. You know, 800,000 people a year go missing. What the hell? You know, that sucks. Think of all those people out there suffering from losing their family.
So is that something that, you know, members of Q, is there any sort of movement to stop that or to, you know...
Disinformation, stop the Q?
Not to stop the Q, I'm sorry, like, let's say 800,000 go missing due to trafficking.
Well, yeah, Trump's, like, been arresting people. I mean, look at the court system. How many federal indictments are in the court system right now? I mean, it's phenomenal. I mean, before 2016, there was never more than 12 to 1,500 federal sealed indictments in the federal system. Right now, there was 160,000 plus sealed indictments, and each sealed indictment.
I don't know why my stream keeps freezing.
The purpose of the 8 Coon was so in order for them to combat the information out of control, their control, they started calling it it's the dark web. It's where, you know, your information sold. Well, yeah, that's true. It's like a gun.
I can use a gun for bad or I can use a gun for good. The same thing with 8-Kun. You can use it for good. Hi, Jim. I like your channel. Love it. So
you're getting some mixed reactions from people in the comments.
About what?
Some are saying you're crazy. Others are saying that look into it. Check out Out of Shadows on YouTube.
Yeah, I know that one. Good channel. I like it.
So yeah, a lot of mixed.
Well, you know what? That's fine, but that's what America is, right? You do what you want, and I do what I want. The only difference is when you start screwing with me, there's a problem. I mean, go do what you want. I mean, screw who you want. I don't care, But when you start making me pay for your kids, or your shit because you can't work, then there's a problem. I mean, just do your thing. Don't make me pay for it. That's all we want is you to pay for your own stuff. I don't want to pay for your stuff. Get a job. Learn how to do something. I don't care. I don't care what you do. It's America. I mean, we love people here. We want everybody that wants to come here to work and love the country like us. That's all we're asking.
What's your name?
So that's all we want.
My dad's name.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
You have a good one. Appreciate it.
I'm going to stay live for a little bit longer, but I'm going to make my way to where there's signal.
I'm going to find a bathroom. There's no bathrooms. I'm going to try to hide over there, but I don't know.
That was actually one of the questions that keeps coming up.
The bathrooms.
Where
you? Can you get us some bathrooms, sir? That would be wonderful.
Hey, if you were the autonomous zone, you'd already have them.
Well, they would shit in the street. That's what happens in the autonomous zone. Holy crap! What are you talking about? Bathrooms?
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
You gotta go. I get that. I love you guys. Appreciate it. Come see us. Love you.
All right. Thanks. Be safe. Have a good night, guys. So yeah, sorry, I don't know why my stream keeps freezing. It's a pain in the ass. But basically what I think is happening is that for some reason, I just got this 5G phone, and it is jumping back and forth between 5G and 4G, and I think that's causing the issues. And there's no way for me to turn that off, I don't think. Not that I know of yet. So I apologize for any of the lapses in the stream.
I don't know if it will, but it said like.
But yeah, I think I might call it a night because I still haven't eaten dinner and I'm starving. So if you guys don't have any more questions, let me know in the next minute because I'm looking at it's delayed. So yeah, just let me know. A flag for Space Force. But yeah, so just to catch you guys up, Andrew Kimmel live in Tulsa outside the BOK Center where I'd say 1,000 or more people have lined up, some since Monday. And everyone you see here, they are sleeping outside for tomorrow's Trump rally. So, this will be my 10th Trump rally actually that I've covered, and I've never seen this many people. This many people staying outside. I've seen a handful, but it's pretty much its own autonomous zone here, where you have tents and people sleeping and cooking and selling Trump paraphernalia. The curfew was canceled, CJ. And Lexi McCoy, yes, I do know some other live streamers that are out here. One is Ford Fisher. He has his company News to Share. And then Oh, there's people with the "fuck Donald Trump" going again. And also Andrew Mercado, whom I met in Minneapolis several weeks ago. He's out here. I did catch him, but he's also going to be streaming.
Hey, man.
Hey, hey. How you guys doing?
Already.
You're out of the tent for now?
Yeah. Girls' tent.
Okay. And sir, how long have you been here?
Oh, I haven't been here that long. It's been no more than, I would say, about 3 to 4 hours.
Ah, I thought you were going to say 3 to 4 days. Because I know some people have been here for 3 to 4 days.
Yeah, I tell you, that's really dedicated. Some dedicated, hardcore folks there in that area.
Are you going to be sleeping out here tonight?
Oh, yeah. Be laying it out.
I don't know what to say to you guys.
This is easy.
I'm going to appreciate a bed tonight, that's for sure.
those guys took off.
Oh, yeah?
They're just a little more experienced than we are.
Oh, really?
We had a hotel.
Oh.
And I thought, I didn't know how strict it was going to be as far as, what they were going to demand. And so we're just going to stay out. It'll be an experience.
It is definitely an experience. All right. I think I'm going to eat. I haven't eaten dinner yet, so.
Right.
You guys know any place that's open?
That Domino's should be open. Right
Domino's.
there. Yeah,
okay.
Right here. Right.
That's it.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. What happened to all the steak?
I mean, even the Tiamo Restaurante over there.
All of these businesses are losing out. You had a number of different places. You had the various subways and all of the other places. They went ahead and boarded up, shut down.
Well, have there been riots here? And by the way, I'm
not in downtown area.
I'm live streaming right now. Is that okay?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
The only place where there was any type of protest that took place there was close to about 31st and Peoria, and then also at 71st and Memorial. But they were quickly shut down when it came down to it there in that area. So no, it was one in which they had maybe 2 to 3 days of disruption that took place. But they quickly had the National Guard in here, and just as it is, they quashed that very quickly when it came down to it there.
I haven't seen any National Guards since I've been here.
Keeping low profile, but you could be assured they definitely are around there in that area.
Have you seen any of the militias? 3%ers?
No, I've not seen anyone like that. So far as that's concerned, just a few people coming by in cars, maybe doing a little bit of, yelling out the window, but nothing that's, really a danger or anything like that.
Yeah.
So everybody's having a great time there. It's like a big Boy Scout jamboree that's going on here. So there's no threat, there's no intimidation that's going around among the people there in that area. Everybody's pretty much united together here. And just as it is, it's one in which we're about the stability and the safety and the security of this nation. That's what you're going to see the difference in when those people that are here, there's people from all different backgrounds, but one of the things that we're all united about is the safety and the security of this nation. And that's a vast difference between those that would be committed to groups like Black Lives Matter and Antifa and the others that would be for the disruption and tearing down of the structures of this country. You can't do that. You can't do that over what has taken place. We all have to be here together as Americans. That's one of the things that unites us here together. Just like Martin Luther King said, we all came here on different boats, but now that we're here, we're all in the same boat together. And if we don't live united together, in tranquility together, then we'll end up being destroyed together. So that's one of the things that's why I'm committed to supporting President Trump, because I see that he's committed to the safety and the security of this nation. It's first and foremost with him. And, love him, hate him, the primary duty of a commander-in-chief, president of the United States, is the security of this nation, and just as it is, I served my country. And the number one thing I did when I raised my right hand, I swore to defend this country against all enemies, both foreign and domestic. And I tell you, so far as I'm concerned, Antifa, Black Lives Matter, they're out for the destruction of this country, not for the building up of it. You ask them what are they for? What are they committed to? Are they really committed to lives really mattering? All lives matter? No. They have their group of elitists there. They have their group of revolutionaries that are committed to going ahead causing chaos and just all out disruption within this nation. And
turn a light on. And so, what do you think about, you mentioned Black Lives Matter.
Yeah. Okay, if Black Lives Matter, sir, this is one of the things. One of the things that we have in this country. Us blacks, we're only 12% of the population. When it comes down to abortions, out of the abortions that take place within this country, 40% take place among blacks. If Black Lives Matter really cared about black lives, instead of doing blockades on highways, they would put blockades around Planned Parenthood that is committed to the destruction of the black neighborhoods, the black family, the black society, just like it was with Margaret Sanger. One of the things that she was committed to in that area was the annihilation of the Negroid race. She was a eugenics. She believed in racial superiority, and she believed in putting away the underclass. And one of the things that we have within Planned Parenthood is a design to destroy everything that there is in the black society. One of the things you see here in this area with Black Lives Matter is that there are a group that is committed in that area to tearing down everything that's good about this society. When it comes down to property rights, business ownership there in that area, so far as they're concerned, if you own a business, if you own property, if you own a home, then you have that as a result of white privilege. They say this: if you're a black man and you put on the blue, if you put on the uniform, you're no longer black anymore. You're part of the man that is about to destroy everything. No, I'm sorry. Black Lives Matter, no, they don't care really about black lives, or they'll be up there in Chicago, okay, where you're having an average of 20 to 30 people being shot and killed every weekend. And they would be going up through those neighborhoods, shutting down those gangs. No, they don't care about black lives. They're not committed to that. They're committed to their revolutionaries and their revolutionary movement that is about destroying this society, just as it is.
I have people that are just commenting. They're asking, someone was asking, how do you think Trump handled the death of George Floyd?
When it comes down to that situation, it was a tragic event all the way around, okay? It's one in which everyone, when it came down to the situation, it was unbelievable how it took place. But there were a number of things that were happening that no one understood what was taking place at the time. And there was a withholding of judgment. And just as it is, as the President of the United States, he has the responsibility of being presidential. And that is to withhold judgment on anything. We still count in this country a man to be innocent until he's found guilty by a court of law. We don't rule by mob rule or by media rule. And just as it is, there needs to be a withholding of judgment until all the evidence comes in. So, yes, it would have seemed like, at the time, that the president should have come out. But the thing is, he would be making a judgment call that he's not called to make. He's the president of the United States of America, of all Americans, both black, white, Asians, everyone who's American. So therefore, when it came down to the situation with George Floyd, it was a sad, ugly situation. But I think what you saw was up there in Minneapolis, you had some areas with a rogue cop that should have been placed off the force a long time ago. But sadly, you had various ones that covered up for him in that area. And therefore, you have this sad situation that took place. So, yeah, that's what I would have to say to that. You can't hold the president responsible for the death of George Floyd. You have to hold those local people, those local mayors and those authorities that are up there that have allowed this type of force to operate basically without any type of oversight, proper oversight, and being able to discipline officers that are basically thugs. And that's what I believe that you saw. I'll be honest with you. When it comes down to it, I believe when it comes down to the whole thing, when it's found out, you're going to find out this was not a black and white situation. This was a situation where these two men knew one another for a while. There was some personal vendettas between these gentlemen. They had worked together at a club for a while. They butted heads. Just because a black and a white person get off into a fight, it doesn't mean that it's a racial issue. And just as it is, they're taking advantage of this here in this area and stoking up racial tensions in this country that I don't believe that's what that was. This was a situation where you had an officer that was out of control, and you also had another gentleman that, just as it was, that he had worked with for a while, that they had a personal vendetta with one another. And he took advantage of the moment. You had two thugs going at one another, and one got the advantage of another. But it wasn't a black and white issue. It was just basically two thugs having it out between one another. And that's really what took place.
And you mentioned before just about, this with abortions, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
What has your response been in regards to things that have been happening at the border? So like even going back to 2017, and I know that this has even been happening even before then.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Have you seen any sort of like outcry for what's happening at the border in terms of, migrants and refugees and...
Just as it is, when it comes down to it, America is one of the most welcoming country that you could ever be in. We take in at least 50,000 immigrants every year to become citizens of this country. There's no other country in the world where you could go to, and I've been in many places of the world, where you could be welcome, to be accepted, and to be a part of this country. But you have to come in here legally. You have to come in here according to those laws that have been established there in order to have an orderly society. You cannot be having masses of people coming in, 20,000, 30,000, having various, basically bombarding the border and coming in and overrunning the country. It will lead to the breakdown of society if you have that going on. It's no good for them, and it's no good for us.
Another question that I'm getting from a lot of people that are watching is ask them what is your experience with police? Have you had any,
I would have to say many black people have had, various different, experiences with police officers. I've, just as it is, you have various different ones that you could have run-ins with that what you could say is maybe a possible overuse of their authority, okay? But just as it is,
we have come to a point in time in this country here where you have a mass diversity there that we have within this country. You have now within this country a police force that is more trained, more educated than any other police force that we've ever had. So trying to judge what has happened in the past with blacks being misused and abused by authorities, I don't believe that you could judge what's happening now with what happened in the past.
Well, have you had any personal, experiences that might have,
Yes, I think I've had both with not only white officers, but black officers also. It becomes a thing about authority and power that could be abused by anyone. And just as it is, I think you could run into a situation just as it is. When you're dealing with that situation, the way that you conduct yourself can make a world of difference on the outcome of that. If you begin to escalate that and confront that officer in a way that is belligerent, that is one that is coming at him and confronting him and his authority at that time, you're going to cause it to be ramped up. And with these situations that have taken place here, we see where there could have been some areas where there was resistance to that. And we had the sad outcome that we had there. But no, it does need to be reform that needs to take place within the police authorities. And that's better training, better equipping, better de-escalation, their training when it comes down to it. But just as it is, to say that there is institutionalized racism among all police forces, no, I don't think you could say that now today. It was a time where you could say that. But to say it's now today like that?
Well, most people just follow the crowd as well, too.
Yeah.
I'm live streaming. Can I film you as well?
I just know that he made some very interesting points, but like you said, he made very good points. But a lot of times, some people, just like even in our race, you got a lot of people that support Trump, but they scared to come out and say it because it's not the cultural thing to do. It's because someone said that he was racist. Now everybody that deals with him is racist, and we got so many ethnic groups out here too. It's pathetic, all, but he made very good points.
Are you a Trump supporter?
Surely.
And so what is it, I guess, that you appreciate and support him for?
Well, to be quite frank, honestly, I never paid, I've always watched him, WrestleMania, I always watched him, with the, this television show and stuff like that. Never really thought about him being a politician or anything, but the job that I do, the profession that I do, is I go around and I sell merchandise. That's what I do. Went to the Democratic National Convention because even after Obama, everybody kind of figured, okay, this is all a setup for Hillary to become president, next, right? So we got the first black president, now we're going to have the first woman president. So everybody hyped up and everybody like, okay, well, boom, we're going to have this woman president, blah, blah. But out of the blue, here comes Donald Trump. I go to the Democratic National Convention. I seen some things that didn't represent me. I seen them fighting each other. I seen them spitting on each other. I seen them just doing all kind of stuff. But as I was going around to the, to the rallies and stuff, and I was listening to Donald Trump, I was like, well, he's saying all the things that I know in my lifetime I experienced. I experienced, the immigration problems. I experienced my mom and aunts and, family members losing their jobs to companies going across seas and things like that.
And what about the immigration? What do you mean?
I mean, the immigration, what I mean about, when I was a kid and we got out of school, summer school, out of school during the summer, we would go pick cucumbers and crop tobacco and stuff like that, and we would make, pretty little money to buy school clothes, different things like that. But then it came along, because I'm originally from Dillon, South Carolina, and they built these little stone houses And then that's the first time I ever experienced the Mexican. And it was like they had like 20, 30 of them in one house. And so then when we would go to the cucumber fields, you know, where we would have to pick, you know, cucumbers in a sack, put them in a bucket, put them in a sack. We would get paid, you know, $6, $7, $8. But then they would just have a bucket, and they would just hand it to the guy that was on the trailer, and they would just dump the bucket. But what they was doing was paying them 50 cents a bucket. So that's when I first realized the immigration problem. So then it started where, you know, the jobs, my mom's job started laying people off because they was paying them under the table.
Yeah.
Or they wasn't, you know, they was paying my mom and them $7 to work, they was paying them $3 or $4 to work.
Right. So for you personally, like what is it that I guess have you benefited from Trump in the last 4 years now?
Well,
personally,
I'll put it this way. I really never asked for anything because, you know, I pretty much, you know, I'm self-sufficient. But, you know, you just never know what you benefit from by a policy that's made from, you know, the president, or, you know, just say if you want to work on immigration, or, you know, it could be, you know, where he might have, you know, deported somebody that might have came in the country illegally, and, you know, life could be at stake or something. You just never know. Just different things. Health insurance, different things like that. I got a son that's in college. I'm sure that he's going to probably want to go to an HBCU school. You know, that school will be around because he gave them permanent funding, you know. So, I mean, it's just various things that can affect your life, you know, when you don't even realize it, you know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of these people don't realize that a lot of these things can really benefit their life as well.
And I see you're wearing a dog tag.
Oh yeah, I got this in the Great Smoky Mountains.
Okay, I was going to ask if you served. Although I know you mentioned you served, right?
Yes, sir.
And do you mind if I ask?
Air Force.
Air Force.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Before Space Force, right?
As the gentleman was saying, you know, out of all the presidents, you know, you had a number of outstanding premier black colleges throughout this country. Many of those colleges were about to go up under. They had to go begging every year to D.C. there. Every year to be able to have a bit of funding just to try to make it through. You had about 3 or 4 black colleges that were on the chopping blocks.
Matter of fact, Bennett College, which was an all-girl institution in Greensboro, North Carolina, was getting ready to go under. Right. And they had to literally beg for money. They had people come in, bring money like Oprah, you know, bring money in just so they could save these schools. You know, and I just can't understand how you can have a bunch of people that's so passionate about a subject like that. Then you get a president that comes in, fix the problem, and you don't act like you don't even hear about it. You know, the media won't even talk about it.
And will not give them recognition.
Of anything. It's crazy. You know.
Oh, sorry. Nope, sorry.
But yes, just as he was saying.
And by the way, I didn't even get your name yet. What's your name? Where are you from?
Joseph Locke.
Joseph?
Yes.
And where are you from?
All right. I'm actually from Tulsa, but I've been all throughout the world as a result of my military career, so far as that's concerned. But just as it is, this has been a president of action, you know, and that's what I'm about when it comes down to, you know, you've had a number of men that have held that office and position. And I know how it works in politics when it comes down to campaign promises. If you get a man that comes into that office and keeps at least maybe 50% of the promises that he makes, then you say, well, okay, he's doing a pretty good job. Because a lot of it is just a bunch of what you would say rhetoric and hype. But when it came down to this man, for the first time, you had one that wasn't about just talk, not just about rhetoric, but he was one who came in and just as it was, he did above and over and beyond the call of duty. He kept
What's the number one thing?
And ask this question. Ask any African American. Ask any Hispanic.
Yes.
What did he promise you? He didn't promise you anything.
No.
He didn't go soliciting.
No.
You know. Only thing he asked you one time is you've been voting for Democrat all your life. All I'm asking for, just give me an opportunity.
Yeah. What do you have to lose?
What do you have to lose?
What do you have to lose?
But guess what? Now that was a racist statement. I mean, check this out. I'm finna tell y'all something. Okay. Now, it's gonna be a situation here tomorrow where they had an event here for the Black Wall Street. Okay? And like I said, I'm 47 years old. I never heard about it in my life until we heard that Trump was coming to Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Where are you from?
Greensboro, North Carolina.
Okay.
Now, when we heard that, you know, the media, for some kind of way, went crazy because he was having it on June the 19th. So,
And have you heard of Juneteenth before?
I've never in my life, 47 years old, never heard of it, never heard none of my family, friends, none of them talk about it. Okay? Then, you know, I would go around to the salons, I would go around to the barbershops and stuff, and I would ask them, have y'all ever heard of, you know, June, you know, 10? Nobody heard of it down in our part of the world, you know? But, so, you know, we come here, and the history, the things that I've heard, you know, I mean, I feel like education, history means a lot. But, see, now, they say they had supposed to be a weekend event.
Right.
Okay? Now, that event has been canceled for tomorrow.
Right. That's it.
Now, just think about that.
Well, what do you think?
Coming to town, you cancel the event on that Saturday. What are you expecting to happen? I know you're only a couple blocks over, but what do you expect to happen? These people here, us, we over here, we're gonna go to this event.
Yeah.
But watch the media. That's all I'm gonna say is watch the media tomorrow. It's gonna be explosive. It's gonna be something out of this world, you know. When I know what my president is gonna speak on tomorrow.
That's right.
He's gonna speak on unity. He's gonna speak on
That's it. That's
the
it.
things that he done for the past 3 years to get us to a position to move forward in the future.
right.
But watch the media tomorrow. That's all I'm gonna say. Watch the media tomorrow. You cancel an event, a major event that has to do with African Americans. Just pay attention, people. That's all I'm gonna say. Pay attention.
I don't know where that cheering's coming from. Where do you guys? I might make my way there, but I did want to ask you about one thing you said.
I say this: every time you turn around, whether it be a white kid or whether it be a black kid come through here, they're playing all this provocative music. Okay, you can go over, cross the bridge, and nothing's going on. Everybody is having a wonderful, great time. So, what I'm saying is, why would you come? Why would you come? Look, why would you come now? You see, look. Why are you so mad? Why are you so mad? Why are you telling somebody to go back to their city like you ain't gonna never come out of this city? You know, that's the division right there we're talking about. Now you own the city and nobody can't come to the city.
I did have my last question,
go
just
ahead.
because you had said that you had not heard of Juneteenth before, or even the Black Wall Street massacre. Why do you think that is, and do you believe that it even happened?
Well, I do believe that it happened because I'm here, and I didn't have to do no research. I mean, I'm right here, and I think you didn't hear about it because, you know, it wasn't nationally, or it didn't serve the purpose of
that's right.
the Democratic Party or the people.
Right.
So that's why you didn't hear anything about it. So, but great city. You know, met some really nice people. I recommend anybody to come here and just go to Wall Street, see what it's about. I mean, you know, a thought came to my mind because I've been getting several revelations from different people that come, and they was just talking about the unity. You know, it would be so nice if everybody here could go down there and support each other.
That's right.
Or if they will come here and support this instead of riding by trying to antagonize people, trying to provoke people to speak out in a negative way, or try to start something called a civil war or a race war, which there's no such thing. Because guess what? At the end of the day, like I say, we all gonna go back to the same brother, sister, you know, and we're gonna be all buddy at school, or we're gonna be all buddy at work. But as soon as we put these hats on, we say we support our president, there's a problem.
All right. And I'm sorry, what's your name?
Jonas Wiggins.
Jonas, thank you very much for speaking with me. Appreciate it.
And who was the one that caused those conflicts there? I could testify as one, okay?
Yes, sir.
As one who had an uncle here, Ed Lockhart, during the time of the race riots, a great uncle. He was taken off his horse, and he was lynched up during that period of time. And he was one of the very few blacks that ever had a grave plot that was made for him. You could look that up.
And you know, when you have two
But who was the one that led those riots and that marauding? It was the Democrats. Who was the one that led off slavery? It was the Democrats. Who started Jim Crow and the suppression of blacks? It was the Democrats.
Now, can I ask you, who did you vote for 2 elections ago?
When it came down to here with
Obama or
Romney?
Thank you.
At that time, I would have to say that I set out that election, to be honest with you, because I did not believe that the Republicans offered anyone that would have any type of credibility of really standing for anything. And just as it was, what it is that just like it was with McCain when he was offered up, and there was a black man that confronted him in a town hall meeting, and he said to McCain, I've supported you. I went to the wall for you. I back you. I've taken a lot of heat for you. He said, when are you going to fight for us? When are you going to stand up and fight? You know what blacks are seeing within this president right here? He's a man that's willing to take the fight. And take the fight to the deep state, the ones that have been actually suppressing, the ones that have been causing all of the things that have been undermining this country. And this is what we see within him. He's a man who's willing to fight for the people, and not just for just white people, not just for his rich people, but he's willing to fight for the blue collar people, for all people here in America. It's not a black, it's not a white issue with him. He's a man who's about business. He's a man who's about building up this country. And you could see what happened before this coronavirus situation hit. You saw black unemployment hit some of the lowest levels that had ever been. Okay, in history, blacks, Hispanics, you name it, there had never been unemployment, at the level at what it was. And just as it was, he was committed to the development and the growth of this nation. And just as it is, we are all Americans. We're all united here together, one with another. You're not going to see any type of, what you've seen across this country with all of this rioting and destruction and all of this upheaval that is taking place. Among us, you're going to see a unity. You're going to see people that are united together. You go off in there. We're going to rock the house in there. And we're going to be rocking the house for a man who's committed to stand in that White House for all of the people here at ground level. This is what we're about. It's not about a color thing. See, the thing is, that's a problem with Biden here in this area. Just as it was when he was with Charlemagne. And right there, as he stated, right there. If you're thinking about even voting for Trump, you're not even you can't even think of yourself as being black. Sir, are you there to tell us how we're to think and how we're to vote? Are we just one monolithic block to you that we're supposed to line up and put our X on the mark? Are you going to go in the voting booth and have us line up with you? And for 50 years in many of these cities, Chicago, Philadelphia, Baltimore, you look at all of these inner cities that have been run by Democrats over the years, with some of the greatest violence taking place. And you know what it is? It's not white cops. It's not the KKK going in there killing black people in these inner cities. Guess what it is? It's black on black violence. Just as it is, all of these things that have taken place have been anomalies here in this area. It's a sad situation that took place. But the devastation that is going on in the black society, and we don't want to be real about it. And just like, as I heard one time, Obama say, you know what, so far as when it comes down to race in this country, whites in this country are cowards when it talking about race. But you know, one of the things I've found out about blacks when it comes down, black leadership, about talking about the real problem that goes on within our neighborhoods, within our society, we're not being honest, and we're being cowards about that. And the truth is, what's going on within the black home, within the black family, is a fatherless home that is going on within the black families. I could guarantee you this. A young black man that has a father that's in the home engaged with that young black man, he's never going to be a part of a gang. He's not going to be out there gang banging and shooting down other black young men. And this is what we've had. We have within inner cities close to 86% of out-of-wedlock births taking place within the inner city. And you don't have a father within that home. And without that, those young men gravitate to these gangs to be affirmed. And they take them in. And they develop them up. And this is what leads to what we have going on. And it's just one of those institutionalized things, this thing that is continually going on within the black society. This destruction, this death that is being done even by, not by KKK, not by white nationalists, not by white police officers. It's not being done by that. It's been done by black on black violence.
Now, do you mind if I ask, in terms of media?
Yeah.
Where do you get your media from? Because there's
I take a whole array of media. Okay, from I'm not just one that if you think that I look at the wide spectrum of media when it comes down to it.
So, for example, you have liberal media, then you've got conservative media,
Yes.
but then you also have corporate media, right?
Yeah.
So you have the Fox and the CNNs, right?
Right.
Both corporate media.
Yeah, corporate media.
Have you been watching any of those networks lately?
I will listen to BBC, I'll listen to Fox, I'll listen to CNN. I'll take in every perspective. But overall, when it comes down to it, I'm going to do the research myself when it comes down to it. And I'm going to objectively look at every view that's placed out there. But one of the things that I have seen with many of the media forms like CNN, they have a preset agenda. And you don't really have what I would call is journalism going on, not real journalism. They come with a predisposed agenda. And what it is, they have a narrative that they have. And that narrative is to be not journalism, not reporting on the news. They're nothing but activists. They become activists of the Democratic Party. And that's what you have. And you can see right through what they are. And just as it is, they've lost all credibility when it comes down to that. Now, this is one of the things. I choose to be one that would not be one of these lapdogs of any of those type of groups. And just as it is, I want to have a full spectrum of what is being reported when it comes down to it. But just as it is, when it comes down to CNN, I believe you're almost like, you might as well be listening to Russian Pravda news when it comes down to it. You've got to read in between the lines when it comes down to it. And that's what we have for the most part when it comes down to many of these news outlets that you have today.
Yeah. Well, listen, I am going to keep moving.
All right.
It's been great talking to you.
All right.
I appreciate the time.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Answering questions.
Yeah, continue. I mean, checking them
Yeah,
out.
man.
And see.
I heard cheering. I don't know what was going on back there.
You have some various different groups that are going on.
I do. I'm starving. I need to get some food,
Yeah,
but
I tell you what, buddy, you're not going to be able to go to a Biden rally.
well, they don't exist.
No, they don't exist because where's he at? He's hiding in some bunker, isn't he? Yeah, being safe somewhere.
Bunker
Yeah.
Biden.
Yes. Yeah. So you're not going to see Biden having people coming out with every spectrum, people from all over the world that are here. Okay, black, white, Asian, Hispanic. All of us are here together. And why are we here together? Because we still believe that this country itself is a home of the free and the home of the brave. It's a country that, just as it is a country that in which we have that area where there's liberty and there's justice for all. And we're still striving to become a more perfect union. Are we there yet? No. We're going to continue striving. Because we're dealing with frail human beings, fallen human beings. But we all are committed to this one thing, that we're going to be united together as a nation, as a people, and we're going to be committed to the upbuilding of this nation, not the destruction of it. When it comes down to Biden, he's that one that would be the most dangerous one to hold the office. The one that's in there right now, he's the one that you need to be able to have at the helm. When we're going through times like this, that's the type of commander-in-chief I want to be behind. He's the type of man in which, just as it is, he'll lead from the front, not lead from the behind. And this is what I'm committed to, is to promoting a man like that and having that man to have 4 more years in office there.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right. All right.
All right. So, yep. I'm going to go see if there was some cheering that was happening. It sounded like it could have been protesters, but I'm not quite sure. So I'm going to walk in the direction of where that was. Also, a lot of people seem to be getting ready for bed here. It's pretty quiet. Occasionally there's some people that drive by. saying, you know, fuck Trump, or, you know, playing the fuck Trump song. So yeah, I'm gonna go check out to see where the noise was coming from, and if there's nothing there, then I'm just gonna have to say goodnight. But yeah, stick with me as I just go to see. I'm gonna go one block. But yeah, I'm glad. I've been testing out this new streaming software, and it seems to be working. I can switch, you know, different chyrons, and I'm streaming on 3 different platforms right now, and it's working. So thanks. And thanks for watching and sharing and all that. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Sorry. But yeah, pretty quiet right now. And usually this is how, with live streaming, this is how it works. The one time I decide to actually go get something to eat is when something's going to happen, and then you miss it. Huh. Yeah, pretty quiet. There's not much going on. So I think I'm gonna sign off, guys. Thanks for watching. I will be live tomorrow for all day. I'll be live all day. So be sure to tune in tomorrow. If you haven't, share, subscribe, follow, depending on which platform you're on. And I hope you appreciated the live stream tonight. There's one person who did come up and was, you know, telling the people that I was interviewing that I was anti-Trump and that I was going to make them look stupid, and I was going to edit it, and I kept telling him this is a live stream. And yeah, you know, if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I do speak out all the time about injustices that are happening. It doesn't mean that I'm going in here and speaking to people for the sole purpose of making them look like idiots. No, I hope you can see that my questions were fair. And that's it. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night, guys. Bye.